787.
787 departure frequency 95 will be 1257.
257, thanks.
I am so excited today because finally I have been graced by the presence of the demigod, the man, the myth, the legend, the one that I try to keep up with and inspires me in so many ways. But first, welcome back to the SciFi And Friends podcast. We've been busy. School's out, and I've got a couple more podcast episodes posted. Caleb Clark was with me Thursday. I will be posting his episode tonight. A million apologies to Kyle Ogle. I think we had a podcast around April or March-ish. See, I can't remember the date, and I still haven't posted it. Actually, I posted it this morning. I posted the audio version. I'm thinking with the audio and video, I got in over my head with this video. I just don't have enough time to edit the videos like I do the audio. So I'm going to post the audio as soon as I can to get that up, keep the episodes rolling, reoccurring, and then as I can find time, we'll hack and slash at the video and then build that YouTube base and everything. Because the video is really cool because you can post little monologues.
Right.
You know, if like someone's talking, like goes in on really deep or something, you can cut that 10 minutes, post that so that people don't have to watch a 3-hour podcast. They can go, this is like the best part of this podcast.
They can get to the nitty gritty.
That's right
there. Bam.
Straight to the nitty gritty. Alrighty, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my good friend, Tucker Taylor.
How's it going, guys?
Yes, finally. So many times I've asked you to come on. And
I think you've been begging me for like 7 months, probably.
What's wrong with that?
8 months.
Dude, you're like top quality. I had you.
I don't know why we haven't done it sooner. But
well, we're busy men.
Yeah, we are.
You got bees, I got bees.
You're way busier than I am, though.
Well,
bottom line.
I don't think so.
Bottom line. I don't do anything.
I think that you have figured it out a little more than I have, you know. You realize that there's things you can do and there's things you can't do. Right. And you pick the ones that you want to do the most.
Yeah, and don't do any of the
just throw it all away. Like, I'm still thinking, like, I'm going to learn computer programming, you know.
Oh, my.
Like,
see, yeah, I know that I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you just go, no, not in this world.
I can't even make a PowerPoint.
Well, but that's okay.
If my life depended on it.
You could find someone to make you.
Well, I'd call you.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing that I'm learning more and more is that you can find people that are skilled. That's right. Use your resources for things. Like, I used to want to do it all. Like, thinking of the filmmaking, I wanted to be the editor, the writer, the director, the actor. You know, I wanted to be a one-man show, and then realize, like, that's just not.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and there's other people out there that are better than me at certain things. So what am I the best at? And stick with that.
Exactly.
And then
hone that.
Yes.
That small group of things and become a master of those trades.
Right. Even
instead of, just dabbling in all of them.
That's good coffee. Right. Instead of just one of those jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
I mean,
there's something to be said about that for sure, but I tend to think being able to do a few things really, really good.
Right. Even, do you think those few things need to be related at all?
No.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't think so.
Right. You could be like,
pick a few things that you're really passionate about, that you really enjoy, and focus on those. Put a lot of energy into them.
Right. And then leave maybe like 10 or 20% energy for discovery and just trying things out.
Exactly.
For instance,
Yeah, because you always want to be trying new things and but those, really focus on those.
Right. Because just of late, I have discovered that being in a beginner's mindset is beneficial for all things in your life, all avenues in your life. When I just started doing jiu-jitsu maybe a month ago, like literally about a month.
I know.
It's so much fun. You should come out, even though you're moving.
I know. I'd have to do it in 4 days.
Well, you should just find a gym in Florida.
Yeah.
And just try it out. Go a couple times, use your 10 or 20% of energy to discover jiu-jitsu. Anyway, going like a month ago, I had all these ideas and what am I going to do? How am I going to do? All this kind of stuff. And then at the end, the first class was a fundamentals class, and Casey and I went to it, and it was just kind of like we got to lick the sugar cube. Like, whoa, that was awesome. And then we went to an advanced class, and that's where the sugar cube turned into like ricin and kicked us in the dick. And it was like, oh my god!
Dang it!
Like the nice butler locked the door and turned into Sasquatch. It was like, what? Oh my god! But it was fantastic because of what it did, and what it did was burn away all delusion that I had, or at least a big majority of it. Delusion as far as like, I'm so strong, I'm fit, I'm in shape. No, I was not. I was getting my butt handed to me from guys that weighed 100 pounds less.
It's technique a lot.
No, it's 100%, Dave, who's a brown belt, who's the coach of that gym, he'll roll with you every once in a while. And just the amount of control that he has over you.
Beat the tar out of you.
Yeah, and just totally cool. He's not out of breath, and I'm over there. I'm 220. Yeah, I'm 220 pounds. I can throw a 100-pound kettlebell above my head a ton of times. All sorts of crazy muscular type stuff. And he just, wraps me up.
Yeah, because he can use that weight.
Yeah, he just knows. He's just much more wise in the way that he uses his body, the way that he uses his grips and grabs, and uses things against me.
He can harness your energy.
That's exactly what he does.
And use it against you.
Yeah. But anyway, so being in that beginner's mindset, it just like shook me to my core in a lot of good ways, and I was like, oh, okay. I haven't been in the beginner's mindset for so long, especially when you're trying to pursue something like me or whatever it is, filmmaking. You get to a point to where you think you're so good that you're too good for stuff, and when you're at that point, you're in trouble.
Definitely, I agree.
Yes, and that's where I was for a while, and still might be there, but we're working through it. But as soon as that realization through jiu-jitsu came, it was like, oh, okay, no. I need to return to being the student of filmmaking, and what part are you going to learn, and be humble about it. You're not this great whatever ringmaster that you think you are. It is the same as you're not this big, strong, in shape guy that you think you are.
Yeah,
it just takes one advanced jiu-jitsu class, and the truth
to
is
show you that.
Yeah, right in front of you. You're like, oh. But then it was cool because that flame of truth just went right through all my life, and like, oh crap, I'm not doing as good as I thought I was. So kind of like
you could place that realization in everything that you're doing.
Yeah. And it's all it took was one moment or a couple hours of a class,
Yeah.
So cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. So you are probably the most eccentric friend that I have. Let me think.
Probably, I bet.
Yep, you are.
I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Absolutely. Eccentric in the sense of you know who you are, you do what you want, and the things that you do are really interesting. In fact, if I was not friends with you, I don't think I would know anything about falconry. I don't think I didn't even know if it was
people don't. No, a lot of people don't. I've kind of stepped back from falconry, and because it is a tremendous amount of work. I mean, just it's a daily, every single day. You got to go out. You got to weigh the bird. You got to feed the bird. You've got to fly it once it's trained and everything. You should be flying your bird, in my opinion, 4 days a week.
At least, right?
At least. If you can do more, it's better. But, so it is a commitment in, so many ways. It really ties you down. It's like having a kid, almost. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about vacations. You have to be licensed to have these. You can't just take it over to your friends.
With a kid.
Yeah.
You don't have to be licensed to have a kid.
Anybody can have a kid. So you got to think about like, okay, I want to go on vacation. Well, I got to plan all this out because I can't just take this over to my friend's house and leave it.
Hey, can you watch my dog?
Yeah. It's nothing like a dog. It's nothing like anything else,
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, pretty much. And so everything's got to be planned out with them, and they're just a major time investment. They can be expensive in a sense of messy, all of the above. So,
and is that all birds, or is that just the birds that you're messing with, like the bigger hawks and falcons and whatnot? You've never done eagles, but I'm sure you will.
Yeah, all birds of prey are going to be messy to a degree. I mean, definitely the hawks, accipiters, they're messier than your falcons and everything, just because you're saying,
Right. Just the size.
Yeah, and they're just messier. Messier birds for some. And So yeah, I'm getting ready to take a journey and pursue another one of my passions, which is saltwater fishing. Love to saltwater fish. I've been fishing around here my whole life, and I'm looking for bigger fish.
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah,
it's never been more appropriate to use that saying.
Literally,
I'm looking for sharks.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, when you say saltwater fishing, is that strictly sharks?
No.
So you can get like, I don't know, like tuna or mackerel.
Yeah, that's
use it for bait.
Yeah, a lot of your tuna for the most part, that's going to be an offshore fish, and I'm going to be focusing probably in the beginning more on inshore fishing, so Spanish mackerel, kingfish, tarpon.
How big are we thinking?
Oh, I mean, all different sizes. Spanish mackerel don't get very big.
Okay.
I mean,
like a bass?
They're not huge. A little bigger than that, but not much, really. I mean, let me see. Speckled trout, redfish, all kinds of things. There's too many to list. But, and that is one thing, because most of and I am by no means, I want to put this out here, I am not a master at shark fishing. I am going down there. I picked it up as a hobby probably around 17 years old, and every time I could make it.
You picked up shark fishing as a hobby at 17 years old.
Well, I just fell into it. It's not something that
family trip or something?
Yeah, family trip. We went out on a boat, and me at 17, I was always wanting to, I always wanted to do the crazy stuff. So Dad had bought us a private fishing charter, so it was me and my family and the captain. It wasn't one of the commercial fishing charters where you have like 40 people on there. So we went out, I can't remember how far, but quite a ways out, and we were fishing for kingfish. That's what we were targeting, and we got something on, and it cut our line shortly after we got it on, and the captain was like, "Oh, it's probably a shark," because they're so rough they can cut your if their body, any part of their body touches your main line, it'll cut it like a knife.
They're the perfect evolutionary predator of all time.
Yeah, they are.
They're at least in the water.
Oh, definitely top. I mean, they're one of the top predators.
Scary as hell.
Not as scary as you.
I mean, like a great white.
I mean, pretty scary. If you're in the water with it.
I would not be. I would not be pleasantly. I would not be in a good place if I was in the water.
Would not be in a good state of mind if I was in the water.
I'm freaking out right now just thinking about this fish.
So, but anyway, when that happened, I mean, the instant, I was like, and he was like, shark. I mean, yeah. I was like, what? I wanted to change the entire course of the trip out there to shark fishing. I was like, well, what are we doing fishing for kingfish?
Oh, so you weren't even after the sharks?
No. It just came by and we happened to get one.
Right.
But after that, I was like,
you can fish for sharks?
I was like, why are we messing with these kingfish? Let's get some shark bait down there, buddy.
Shark bait. Hoo-ah.
Yeah. And so anyway, he was nice enough that evening because I just pestered the tar out of him from that point on.
Right.
And he was nice enough to take us out free of charge to the pier that night, so we just fished for pup sharks off the pier, and we caught, I don't know, 5 or 6 little 2-3 foot pup sharks. That was it. I was hooked. I just thought that was the coolest thing. But again, I'm always one. It seems like I'm never satisfied. I'm always wanting to go after. I wanted to get caught the little ones. Now let's get a big one. And so anyway, every time I got back home and I started doing a lot of research on it, and I ran into there's the people that fish for sharks out of boats, and then there's something called land-based shark fishing. That just like it sounds, it's all done off the beach or piers, but anyway, you kayak your bait out, you set everything up on shore, then you'll kayak your bait out there, drop it 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 900 yards off of the beach.
That's 9 football fields. That's
It's a long
far
ways.
as hell.
It's a long ways. Now that's a long drop. I mean, that's longer than a lot of.
Why would
drops
you do
have
a
to
longer drop
Well,
versus like
now I don't know if all places in Texas are like this or not. I doubt it. I'm sure there's places there that drop off quicker than others, but for the most part, again, I'm not sure about this, but all the places that I've fished in Texas have had a real gradual. They don't just go out and drop off and get deep. It's very gradual. So it's shallow for a long ways out, relatively shallow. And so that would be a time when you'd make maybe a 900-yard drop and you'd need to get out there to a deeper water. Now, Florida, on the other hand, it's it goes out and it gets deep pretty quick for the most part. A lot of places get deep quicker in Florida.
So it just depends on where the location that you're at.
Yeah.
And then you can make that judgment of, and you can talk to other fishermen.
Yeah, I mean, you got to know the area you're fishing and what's going on under the water.
Right.
But that's not to say you can catch sharks in pretty shallow water. I mean, if you got 10 feet of water, that's deep enough for a big fish to be hiding under it. Really big fish.
In the statistic, like almost
a lot of shark attack
happen like 4 foot of water, 5 foot of water.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of it, that's pretty deep.
That's deep. I mean, I'm 6 foot,
and
so
you could I guarantee you could lay down and couldn't see in.
Oh heck no! If I held my breath,
in probably 3 feet of water, I mean, you could get under that.
Right.
It's crazy.
You'd be terrified if I brushed up against your leg.
Oh. Yeah, I would jump right out of it. So,
anyway,
but no, I've been doing anytime I could get to the beach.
Right.
I came back, I researched, I started buying some of my own gear.
Is there any sort of fishing here that resembles that? Like that you could kind of do
absolutely
until you got back down to the
catfishing.
coast. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like in these big lakes and the rivers and stuff?
Lakes, rivers, anywhere. I would
say
shark fishing, same principle. You put it out there, you wait for a bite. I mean, obviously there's differences.
Sure.
But for the most part, shark fishing is just like a big version of catfishing.
Right.
You present the bait and you wait.
Right.
Now not always. It could be a longer wait for the sharks and stuff like that. Like sometimes you put
days.
Oh no.
Oh,
you put a bait out, and it may be 4 or 5 hours before any
right.
A fish comes along and
a lot
picks
bigger
it up.
pond that you're messing
with.
It
is.
So.
It might take them a while to get there.
Right. Who knows where they are? And then, what sort of sharks are you after? I guess like
all
hammerheads
kinds. Hammers and tigers are protected.
So if you catch them, you just
it's catch and release fishing. You don't take them out of the water. But down where I'm going, there's bulls.
Really mean,
bull sharks,
mean as hell.
Mean shark.
I've watched Shark Week.
Yeah, well then
they're mean as hell.
If you watch Shark Week, you're an expert.
Well, I mean, I've seen it almost every year, even before it was popular.
Wow.
When I was like 12, and it would come on, and the Discovery Channel, I would freak out.
Dedicated Shark Week.
It wasn't until the hipsters got a hold of it, and it's like,
I know.
They ruin everything.
I know, they do, don't they?
Anyway, sorry.
Stinking hipsters.
I know.
So, I started gathering up my own gear, but that's what I'm saying. I am not, I am still learning so much, and that's one reason why I love it so much is there is fishing, you always are learning something. I mean, you never know it all. Everything calls for a different application of
what reel you're going to use, and
you never know what kind of a situation you're going to be in.
Even the weather can change.
The weather, everything. It's constantly changing.
So primal too. Like people, I like to say hunting is very primal, which it is, but like I think fishing might be a step above.
They're
primal,
both. They're so primal. Yeah.
I feel
like
I wonder if we fished before we hunted. I don't know.
Seems like it would be easier, maybe a little bit.
Right, because all you'd need is either a spear to like,
Mm-hmm.
or if I don't know when the fishing pole was invented, but
I don't either.
all you need is a twig and some hair from the back of a horse or something. You know, I don't know.
I don't know. Some sort of root fiber. or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. Right, but then you could be then then it's just passive resource gathering.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you just toss the bait out and then you come back and you're like, oh, there's something on the end of it.
go.
I picked my berries
Gosh
for
dang,
4
that
hours.
works.
Yeah, and now I have this big fish on the end of this.
Yeah.
So, wow.
So, I really do. I like, I've enjoyed fishing around here, and I'm excited to take that knowledge and, kind of just expand on it with the saltwater stuff, because I don't know much about the shark fishing, and I don't know hardly anything about fishing for, other saltwater species, which that's something I'm also really excited to learn more about, tarpon, snook, all those inshore.
I don't even. What are those? What's tarpon?
They're fish.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're not a technique. They're a fish.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. So, are you planning on doing some like working on the back of a boat? Like
I would
going out?
love to. Well, I think I'd love to.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to even really. Sometimes things seem so great from a distance.
Absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
you get up close and personal with it, and you're like, meh.
Right.
But yeah,
in,
I mean,
day
for
out.
for right now, I would say I would love to get into like the charter boat business and.
It would be a fantastic way to learn.
Oh yeah,
You would
And
learn everything. You'd be
I
a
love
captain,
taking
dude.
people fishing too. I'd rather somebody catch a fish
Really?
that I've taken out than me.
But you need to catch it first.
Well, of course. Yeah.
I've caught one
Once
of
I've
those.
gotten many fish.
I hope you
should
enjoy
say.
as much catching as I have.
Yeah.
There, I want to show you this girl. Oh, her name's not Candace Ayers anymore. It's Candace something. Let's see if I just type in Candace. Anyway, she's a cousin of a good friend of mine. Dang it. Maybe I'll hop on Instagram. She actually, I don't know if she works on a boat or her dad has a boat or she just fishes a lot, but she's out in Northern California, and I'm pretty sure she works on a boat. And what's up, Trevor? There's Trevor.
You're like, oh, it looks like she's blocked me on all social media. Never mind. Let's go to something else.
Oh, did that
Dang
just
it.
happen? Yeah, so
This is awkward.
Candace Ayers. She's a badass bitch. See, like she's on the boat here. She posts some shit. Here's one of her.
She does a lot of neat things, it looks like.
Yeah, she's
That's a
really
lot
cool.
of fun.
Here she's cleaning the fish. She works on this boat. I'm pretty sure she works on this boat. And you'd probably recognize what that fish is right there, but
No.
well, I do.
clue.
That's definitely a northern green trouse, isn't it?
I'm glad you know.
Yeah, she's a rad chick, but there's one.
So do you know her personally?
I know her personally. I have no idea what that fish is.
I don't know either. Like I said, I'm going to learn a lot.
Yeah, but
Try to,
check
anyway.
out this one. Big,
That looks like a salmon. No, that's
like a
what is
snub
that?
nose. Great catch. Wow, catch. Very
wow.
impressive.
Wow.
Sheep's head.
Oh.
Is that a sheep's
Oh,
head?
is that
Yes, it's a female sheep's head.
a... Wow. By
Anyway,
God.
it would be cool to get you two at least acquainted via social media or something, because she might have some tips and pointers. And I know she's out in California.
It's a little ways off.
It's a little ways off.
actually almost another world.
That's
I
okay
would
though,
say.
because if you start out in Florida and you get going and you're learning and having a good time
I
out
might
there,
just take a boat all the way to California.
I was thinking that, but you
That would
could
be crazy.
But I mean, if you wanted to spend like a season out there
Yeah.
in Cali and you were
Catching some different stuff.
catching
They
different
got different
stuff,
stuff out there.
way different stuff. Water's a lot colder. Their fish are bigger. They got the Makos and the Great Whites.
And the Great Whites.
And the Great Whites, you know about the Great Whites.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
they got a big mouth of teeth.
They do.
But yeah, especially
Big black
She's-
eyes, kind of like a doll's eyes.
yeah. I want you to go deep sea fishing, and on the way out,
The
this is-
whole time, just do Quint from Jaws.
get a wheelchair and
That's what I do.
everything.
If I ever got the opportunity to take people out fishing, I would
That's
just
what you should
totally.
do.
I'd carry little crackers in my
Just-
pocket, and
See
just
if anyone
kinda
notices.
Nibble on them.
You're gonna go
slowly.
out to
eat crackers slower than anyone.
And then make sure you have a chalkboard and just carry around a chalkboard with you.
And just scratch my nails on it whenever I get the chance.
See, this is what you're going to go out to Florida. You're going to work on a boat for a year or two, learn a lot, and go, okay, thank you for the apprenticeship. I'm pretty good at this. I'm going to open my own service, and then play a character like. At 8 a.m., you're no longer Tucker.
Yeah. Boom. On, off, off.
5 o'clock when it's time to... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, get into
We're
character.
looking for the big one.
Got big black eyes, kind of like a dog. Oh, that's not it.
I feel like I've heard this before, honey. This guy's good. He's really good. Nah, but I think you're going to do great out there. It's really cool to see you pursue something with such passion. You know, and the sense of like you're just totally uprooting. There's only one other person I know that did that. And that's
my
me.
Entire life. Yeah.
So yeah, and I know exactly how you feel at this moment.
I do want to talk about that because it's literally. You know, first I am so thankful for the opportunity. To get to do this because it really is everything. Well, no, not the podcast. You had to beg me for 7 months to get in here.
What are we going to talk about?
No, I'm thankful for that too. But I'm thankful for the opportunity to get to go down and do this. It really all just fell into place. At this point, it's kind of almost hazy. You know, it happens so quick. Because things are
moving so quickly.
It happens so quick. You know, some stuff happened in my life, and it kind of shook me a little bit. And, you know, I've been saying that I wanted to go live on the beach since I was like, 16, 17 years old. You know, I've always just felt such a pull to the ocean. There's just I love it. I love the ocean. You know, you got your mountain people, you know, and I love the mountains too. Yeah. But I think you got your mountain people and your ocean people. There's the people that are like, oh man, if I could do anything, I'd move to Colorado, right. You know, and I'd live right on, you know, in the Rockies.
I'd live on the peak.
Right in there.
Zero oxygen.
And then you have your ocean people, and that's just always been me. I get that feeling about the ocean when I go and I look at it. Yes. There's just something surreal about it.
Oh, absolutely.
So, you know, I'd been saying that I wanted to do that forever, but you make all these excuses, and a lot of them are valid, you know, like your family. I'm super close with my family. I love my family so much. Yeah. I will absolutely miss them. You know, that there's not a doubt in my mind about that. But that's always been one of my excuses, you know, I could just never leave everybody, and or it's so expensive, you know. Sure. I mean, how do you make something like that actually work? It's a great dream, right. But how do you bring that all to fruition? Right. You know,
it's kind of like that quote, you know, if you wait for the perfect time, you'll be waiting forever.
Exactly. Like, there never is a perfect time.
It's
that's
just,
something.
It's like whack-a-mole, you know? Like, okay, I got enough. I have enough finances. Wham! And then, but I'm going to miss my family.
Yeah. There's always a reason not to go. Right now in my life, I don't have any kids. Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah. I mean, that is a huge one.
Even being married, you know, I've been married almost 2 years now.
I'm not married, you know.
It's not impossible to do things, but it's
harder.
Oh, it is. When you're definitely harder.
When you're messing with somebody else's life too. That's the thing.
It's harder and easier all at the same time. Like, okay, now I have two incomes, so now it's like,
you have that support.
Yeah, right.
You know, just another person to be there and go through it with you.
But if you want to change life direction, it's not just me who, you know, like you could leave for Florida right now.
Right.
No problem. Shake everyone's hand. See you later. Sayonara. Facebook. Boom. You know, I'm gone.
Well, you got to put it on Facebook.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, like if you were going to say, if you need to leave right now, you know, Facebook, I changed my mind. I got to get down there.
I'm leaving today.
The sharks are like, calling me. Right. But to me, you know, I could, but I'd be in trouble, you know.
He'd be in big trouble.
I mean, I'd have an upset wife. Right. You know, both sides of my family would be like, "What? WTF?"
Well, let me call somebody real quick if we're going.
Right. Now, if I'm coming back, I probably could pull it off.
Yeah.
I think she'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, you've got a good one.
Yeah, super cool about that.
Really, really.
But if I wasn't
easygoing.
coming back, that's a little different. But so yeah,
She
you're
may
in
be
a
upset about that. Even she may be mad.
yeah, she might be. But I got the lawn mowed, so she should be happy. But
I did mow the lawn. I'm never coming back, but I took care of the lawn before I left. So
I'd
there's that.
Get a tattoo.
That's
of that.
worth something.
I took care of the lawn.
Yeah. And then I got out of there.
Yeah.
But no, with me, I really have nothing tying me down.
No.
And everyone has been extremely supportive.
That's good.
Of it.
That's
But yeah. But what I was saying, I had some stuff go on that really shook me, and it kind of put all of those, made me realize that those excuses that I had aren't, they're not good. I mean, they're not good enough
Right.
to say I'm never going to do this.
Right.
And that you're never going to go out there and you're never going to see, you're never going to try, what you want to do. I mean, if you want to do something, you should go out and do it so that you're not left with that thought of what if I had went and did that thing that I wanted to do so much. Even if it just burns up and just totally crashes.
Absolutely.
Still you can say that you went out and tried it.
I would say even on the opposite of that, if you do come to a fork in the road or whatever, and you just, for whatever reason, cannot pursue that, put it to bed forever.
Yeah.
Put it to bed.
exactly. Yeah.
Just don't
You've gotta,
even.
if you can't and you absolutely know that you're never going to,
Yeah.
you need to wipe it out of your mind.
Right. Go do some ceremony, take some time off by yourself, go
Give
walk
it a
in the
funeral.
woods, give it a funeral. Seriously, even if it has to be a physical thing. Like
Yeah.
Casey had this thing called Sacrificial Sunday, and it was a party that he
I
held.
remember it.
Yeah, he had a big bonfire,
And you
whatever.
threw it in the fire.
You brought something that was kind of like hovering over you, and you throw it in the fire. Have something like that to where
Yeah.
you're going to
It's
do this.
gone.
I support you 1,000,000%. You're going to do it. But for instance,
But
like
not everybody can. That's the thing.
No,
if you
no.
are one of those people
Right.
that you're tied down,
Yeah. You might be in a mortgage. You might have 5 kids or whatever. I've always wanted to climb Mount Everest. Well, I don't know if that's
you
going to
should
happen.
probably put it to rest.
Right. Put that to rest, and then use those resources and energy that you have
to
to other things.
Yeah.
That what the things that you have
that
in
are
your life.
more doable. Mm-hmm. So
I can attest to both those sides. Actually,
Yeah.
I chose to go to California, and I did, and then like I said,
and you know what it's like.
I know what it's like, but it didn't work out completely the way I wanted to. So in the end, I did have to kind of put that to rest, which is where the tattoo came from. The California. It was kind of like this was my funeral.
Now
like,
it's on my skin.
Yeah. So every time I look, I literally felt like a spiritual, like relief.
Yeah.
Like I could breathe as soon as this tattoo was done. So I'm like, okay. And I felt all that energy, all that focus that I had to, I used to wake up and be like, how do I get there? How do I get there? How do I get there? And when I got there, I'm like, what do I do? How do I get jobs? And I did whatever. I did my thing. But when I came back, I had to put it to rest. So
Right.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was just like, why am I not doing this? This is something I've talked about forever. There is no reason why I should not go and try this out.
Yeah.
And
well, you were kind of going down there anyway, right? You were in June.
Yeah, I went down twice back to back, and
you weren't really thinking about moving at this point, were you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were.
Oh, absolutely.
You kind of had it floating around.
Yeah. No, not just floating around. I was like, I want to figure out a way to get down there.
Okay.
But this last time, literally everything just fell into place.
Nice.
I made incredible friends already that, they offered me a room. And another one of my friends down there got me a job.
Nice.
Literally everything just fell into place. So, but the first time I went down there, I was trying to figure out a way. Like I said, I was in a bad place, not in a healthy state of mind, really.
Mostly just the girl.
Yeah.
And then we don't have to talk about what happened, but it just wasn't a pleasant ending.
It was not a pleasant ending.
Paired with just the monotony of how life had become.
And it's just, the same thing every day, the same ruts, just that I'd fallen into, and I was like, I really need to do something different.
Right.
You know, even if it's just for a season, you know, I need to do something different to break this chain.
Sometimes that's all it takes.
You know, and I knew that I was not going to be a happy person staying around here.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you just realize that, and I don't want to be, I don't want to be that way.
Right.
I want to have fun. I want to be happy. I want to enjoy life. And, I was just, so I went down there, you know, I called, you know, cause I'm cut hair, I'm a barber, and I called my people just out of the blue one day, and I was like, I'm leaving this week. I'm not going to be in there. You know, we're going to have to move you around, or I don't know what.
Right.
Basically, which I felt bad about, but it was just, I had to get out of here.
It's your life, man. I mean,
I had to get out of here.
You got to do what you got to do.
And so literally I made that, and then like the next day or 2 days later, something like that, I took off. I mean, I just hit the road at 8:00 one night. Now I'm moving to Venice, Florida, which is about an hour down from Tampa.
Okay. That's far south.
Way down there.
That's awesome.
So I took off at 8:00 at night. I drove literally until the sun came up, and
you got your cell phone buzzing on you. Do you need to answer?
Somebody calling me. No.
Probably wants the beard cut.
Might. I don't have any more spots open now.
Bummer.
Missed the boat.
If I cut my hair, you're going to cut it. I just have to come to Florida.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you left at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Drove all night.
Drove all night. Sun popped up. I pulled over in a McDonald's parking lot. Slept for 30 minutes. Got back up. And then
I love that kind of stuff, dude.
Then I drove till 5:50 that day.
Wow.
Finally made it to Sarasota, not Venice.
Why? Is it a 24-hour drive just because of the...
Well, I mean, it's just forever long.
Yeah, just because if you were straight there and then it drops straight down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had, you know, I stopped to get gas and get stuff like that, you know. So it adds up. It just gets longer and longer.
Yeah,
I feel like it's never going to end.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
Mojave Desert. You want to blow your brains out.
Yeah.
There's no choice, though.
It's forever.
You must continue.
Yeah. So I just drove, and I had a lot of time with my thoughts.
That's
you
good.
know. It was good. It was really good. The first part of the drive was really difficult. Just thinking about everything and stuff like that. And then the excitement started growing, you know, your environment starts changing,
right.
You know, there's new things to look at, things you don't see all the time.
Right.
And I got to Sarasota. I stopped in Sarasota, and I was like, this is not for me. I was like, dang it. And that's kind of what I had been researching, was that it was Sarasota. I was like, well, this ain't going to work.
Yeah.
It was just too congested, too many people, and anybody that knows me knows that I am not
You got a
big
limit.
City, tons of people kind of person.
Right, you got a limit on the amount of cement that's around you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big time. I like the more kind of rural, you know, small town
like
feel.
Functional. Like it's not like...
Yeah,
it's
not so rural that you don't have anything.
Exactly.
But, you know,
functional where there's resources, there's a little bit of industry, but not a metropolis.
Yeah.
Where
I try to stay away from any place that's got one-way streets.
One-way streets.
I can't stand those.
One-way streets or just like city ordinances. I can't.
No.
I hate that crap.
You can't
you
be
can't shoot
confined by city ordinances.
Yeah, like don't put window tint that's this much darker. Don't shoot fireworks off.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, like you can't. Like I remember in California having we never had this problem because I was in a tiny ass apartment, but having a backyard campfire. Yeah. Like, it can't be over this much. You can't have too much smoke. Like, dude, forget that. I'm going somewhere where I can have a campfire anytime I want.
Exactly.
You know, I can give up getting pizza delivered to my house.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
But hey, you can get pizza delivered here.
Yeah. Well,
that's
why I'm here.
Out in the sticks right now.
Yeah, right.
Well,
so Sarasota, is that known for peaches? I need to look it up.
Yeah, you better look that up because I have no idea. I don't think so.
So, but I mean, you stopped there, wasn't for you.
Stopped there, and you know, I went out on the beach. man, I felt so accomplished.
Nice.
I was like, I drove all this way, and there's the beach. I made it. So I did hang out in Sarasota for a little while. I actually got a hotel room there that night. And then I drove all that way.
Yeah, it definitely looks pretty populated.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about where I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
Actually think my family, the new family, I think they went down there after Disney. I'm pretty sure it was Sarasota, something like that. Anyway, so
because
where you're hanging out right
like
there.
straight over.
Okay,
pretty
yeah.
much.
So you're hanging out right here.
Yeah,
Venice.
right down there.
Nice. So what, you got to Sarasota and thought, no way, and
No
you just
way.
kept going?
Yeah, and I was kind of disappointed, you know. I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting. So I knew I was going to be doing some fishing when I was down there, and I drove so far I wasn't even tired anymore, and I kind of like got a little bit of a boost from, you know, actually getting there, seeing the beach and everything, and I was like, it was like probably 9:30 at night. By now I'd got my hotel room. I was like, well, heck, I ain't even tired.
Yeah.
I'm going to drive on down, because the pier, there's a pier in Venice.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and drive on down there, just look at where I'll be fishing, because that's where I plan to do most of my fishing.
In Venice?
On the pier.
Okay.
And so I took off again, and Venice is only like 30, 45 minutes, I think.
Looks like a direct, just straight south.
Yeah, like 30, it's like 30 minutes from Sarasota. And so I took on off and went down there, walked out on the end of the pier, and there were some guys shark fishing. Well, they had a big barracuda. I know, it was like destiny. I was bam.
Funny how that
I had my
out.
kayak up on the top of my truck. You know, I was ready to rock and roll. Had all my stuff. So walked out on the pier, and the guys they had a big barracuda set out on the cleaning station there. And I was like, these guys are shark fishing. I knew they were shark fishing when I saw the barracuda. And so I started talking to them, and I was like, you got a kayak, or are you just going to cast them out there, try to cast them? And they were like, yeah, we're just casting baits. And I was like, well, I've got a kayak on the top of my truck. If you want to use it. And, you know, and so, we just, you know, hit it off, and I ended up fishing there till 2:00.
Nice.
So I was running on nothing.
Just pure excitement and passion.
But I mean, I was just drained though at the same time.
Right.
And so I fished till 2 that night. We didn't get anything.
Pull that mic up a little closer.
Oh, whoops.
There you go.
There.
A little more.
How's that? A little closer.
A little close. Hey, perfect.
Okay. So, and then from there on out, you know, I just spent most of my time in Venice. Actually, I think I only went back to Sarasota one time after that. And I was just, you know, sleeping out of my truck, just fishing. And then I'd get done at like 1:30 at night every night, come back in, sleep in my truck, get up, do it all over again. Yeah. And I made a lot of friends doing that. You know, when you're out on the end of a pier, you're for one, it's a confined space, kind of you're in close quarters, and you've all got a common interest,
and there's a lot of waiting,
a lot of waiting. A lot of waiting, and just so it's extremely easy to start conversation. It's almost impossible not to, actually. You know, you're going to start talking to people are going to talk to you.
You shark fishing?
Yeah, well, and most people out there aren't.
Oh, really?
You know, yeah, not during the, you know, I mean, they're fishing for other stuff.
Or is there a lot of tourists too?
There's a lot of tourists, because in Venice you've got there's actually a restaurant at the opening of the pier, really nice. It's called Sharky's, cool place.
Nice.
They've got an open bar up there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really cool atmosphere.
That's awesome.
So there's constantly tourists coming up and just to see what's going on out there and check the pier out. And then in the evening, the sunset, that's a big tourist attraction because you got your beach sunsets. Doesn't get any better.
Kansas sunsets are pretty nice.
They're pretty good too.
But beach sunsets have they're on their own category.
Yeah, they are. You can't really compare a beach sunset to most other sunsets, because you know you've got the
Ocean.
yeah there. And so yeah, I made a lot of friends and told them all I'd be back in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Went back the next time and just hung out again, and everything fell into place.
Mm-hmm.
So now, and I came back, and at that point I was still, you know,
You're still not 100%.
yeah, I wasn't, you know, but by then reality started setting in. I was so upset when I was going down there,
Mm-hmm.
and right when I came back, I was like, you know, this is, I mean, do or die. I don't even care if, you know,
Wow.
I don't care.
Right.
I was like,
Good.
if I lose my truck, if I lose
Wow.
everything,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Good.
And then reality starts setting in, and you're like, what are you really going to do?
Right.
You know?
Emotions kind of
Yeah.
settled down.
Yeah,
And
settle down a little bit. You
Mhm.
just start coming to terms with things. And I started looking at, you know, I mean, realistically,
Mhm.
I'm probably not going to be able to make this happen for at least, you know, 2-3 years.
Wow.
Because it's expensive down there.
Right.
You know, if you want to live on a beach, it's probably
Mhm.
going to be expensive.
Yeah, right.
So I went from 2 to 3 years to like 2 weeks
Right.
after
Good.
this trip. So yeah, it's just really happened fast.
But there were some key moments that happened, you know, because you were set on 2 or 3 years, and then suddenly it was like a phone call here.
Yeah.
Someone offered me this here, and
Yeah.
suddenly it's
I
like,
was offered opportunities, and boom.
Yeah.
It just all happened.
Right.
Which, again, I mean, I just couldn't be more thankful for
Right.
that. Because it really is. It's like a dream, man.
Yeah.
It's something that I've always wanted to happen, and it's happening.
Yeah, I
So-
think if there were anything to take from this story that we've been talking about, is if you want to do something and the doors start opening up,
Do it.
Yes, you have. That is the time to just drop it into 6th gear and go.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
those doors
scared.
just start slowly closing.
You're gonna be scared.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's that's just part of the unknown.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of good though. I mean, your position, you have a really, really good support system.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I couldn't ask for a better support
You could
system.
crash and burn in Florida, and your
Oh,
truck
yeah.
could get eaten by a whale, and
I'll still be okay.
you could, you have a place to like come back home.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
a home base, welcome, open arms. You know,
Well, and
no
that's the
problem.
thing.
So
You know,
that's nice. That's definitely
that's what I'm saying about these excuses that we make.
Mhm.
It's, you know, I think a lot of them are in our head. You know, because, you know, you just don't know what's out there, and you can always come back.
right.
You know, most time. I
Sure.
shouldn't say always.
Well, yeah.
But your reality right now is probably going to be, you know, close to the same if you decide to come back from whatever you're doing, or, you know, you'll be able to, well, for me anyway, I know that Southeast Kansas,
Yeah. Right.
if I decide to come back
Right.
in a year or 2 years or 3 years or probably even 10, it's going to be the same
Pretty
or close
close,
to it.
right.
You know?
There's some opportunities too that you can't see
Yeah.
until you make the jump.
Exactly.
You know, you go, oh, how am I going to pay? And then, fine, I'm going to do it. I'm going to move to Florida, and then you move to Florida, and suddenly it's the day that you get there. You meet Tim, and Tim has a boat, and it's a big one,
There's
and
job
he needs
openings.
exactly.
And that's the thing.
And you couldn't have seen that opportunity. You know,
No,
you couldn't have
you're never
going to
find that looking on
No.
Craigslist.
No,
you know, at
you
job
won't have,
openings.
You won't have all the check marks down. Like I need this.
Yeah.
You kind of make a limit for yourself, and you choose it. And when that limit's hit, go.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of things you just have to jump.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's the bottom line, and,
Yeah.
and you gotta just commit to it, and you gotta mentally prepare yourself. That's what I'm doing right now. I know that there's gonna be hard things about this. You know, one is missing people. I know I will be homesick at some point in this process. And I need to be ready to, so, you know, when that does come up, I want to know how to handle it.
Right.
I'm going down there with the knowledge that I will be homesick at some point.
Right. It's good.
And, you know, so hopefully I can, handle that better.
Right. You're prepping for it. That's a good start.
Mm-hmm.
And I would advise, when I was homesick in California, the best was to invest yourself in that area as much as you possibly
Exactly.
could.
Make it your home.
Oh yes, make it your home. Get friends. Go do things with your friends. Get work. Get
Don't
whatever
be
you
thinking
can.
about what's going on here.
No, don't do that. Try not to be on Facebook too much. I did that where I'd be scrolling through, people be having bonfires and stuff, and like, I'm stuck in this concrete jungle.
Bonfire.
Exactly. But if you focus on where you are, invest yourself, like you said, make it your home.
Mm-hmm.
That definitely helps.
Yeah.
And call. Heck, call. I mean, it takes
Definitely
20 minutes.
Well,
Hey,
now
Dad, how you doing?
Now you can FaceTime.
Yeah.
All that has made, being far away, you don't feel as far away.
Absolutely.
So I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be a great growing experience for me.
Oh, absolutely. It already has been,
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm excited that I'm getting the chance to step outside my comfort zone, and I'm doing it because I think it's something that I think everybody should do it. Like
at some
test
point.
yourself, kind of, because it makes you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. It's all these. That's what I was telling somebody the other day. Yeah, I'm super excited. So you got all these emotions going on. You got your excitement over here. You've got your anticipation. You've got your fear. You've got all these things that are just kind of meshed together. And it's honestly, I haven't ever felt this. It's a new feeling. It's just, you kind of feel like you're being pulled in all these different directions.
And you are.
Yeah. It's easy. It would be easy to be like, I'm not going to do this. There's just too much, like I said before, unknown.
Right. Do you know the show Uncharted with Jim Shockey?
Yes.
Have you watched?
I have watched Jim Shockey before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got a show called Uncharted, which is actually produced by his son, Brandlin. Okay. And it's one of it is the best looking cinematography of any hunting outdoor show there is. Like, if you're listening,
really well done.
Oh, it's fantastically well done. Pretty sure there's 3 seasons, and it's called Uncharted. And the first season, he talks about going to a place that is uncharted. So for Jim Shockey, who is like the god of hunting and outdoors,
he's been all over.
His uncharted are the mountains of Afghanistan, to where we're
really
hunting
uncharted.
Really uncharted. We're hunting an ibex at 14,000 feet, and there's Taliban members around. That's his uncharted. But there's a really cool episode, and I don't remember which one, but he talks about find your uncharted. And he goes, if that is getting your tent and going to your backyard, if that's what gets you out of your comfort zone, that's your uncharted. Go for it. And that's where you'll start. And then you'll camp in the backyard, and then you'll camp in the pasture, and then you'll camp in Minnesota. There's that progression.
Keep going.
Yeah, don't think that you have to go to the mountains of Afghanistan and do all that stuff. There's a limit and a
it's relative to everybody.
It's relative. So like what you're saying is, everyone should put themselves in this position some point in their lives.
My adventure is not going to be your adventure.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
So people look at you and, I could never go to Florida, or I wouldn't even want to go. It's like, that's fine.
Well, just go in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, or whatever it's calling you, follow that path.
Exactly.
I think.
Don't just dream about it. If you can't, like we said before, if there's any, possibility that you can do it, you should do it.
Find a way.
Life is just too short. I feel like so many people are, living to work. Seriously. I mean, you make enough money to get by, or even you make enough money to buy all these, you buy toys. There's some people like that, that's their thing. They buy toys.
Right.
But
they buy a toy
they don't have any time to even do anything.
Yeah, most of that. Yeah.
Because you're literally, most of your life is working, and man, and I know you got to work. There's no doubt about that. But I think everyone should really enjoy their lives too.
Right.
And I feel like so many people aren't enjoying their lives.
It's surprising to me how many people are just cool with it. Like, no, I like my 9 to 5, which is great. If that's what you like,
I mean,
great.
Gosh,
more
that
power
is-
to you.
Yeah.
You know? But you, me, Casey, Ben DeBusk,
I'm not
we're
built
just,
that way.
No, we're definitely not. You're absolutely right that you have to work. You know.
Yeah.
But when I think people hear that and they go, they associate work with clocking in. You know, they associate it with a 9 to 5. They associate it with just that old style of work, quote unquote. But today,
Traditional work.
Traditional work, yeah. But today, more than ever, you can do just about anything. It takes creativity,
Which is work.
it takes
You know?
it takes courage, and
Yeah.
it takes a little bit of luck and opportunity, and you put those things together, and shit, dude, maybe you start running a fishing boat out of nowhere.
Yeah,
you know?
you
And
just
that is
see
not
where
a 9 to
stuff
5.
leads you.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm trying to do this video stuff, this podcast. That if I could make that my work, then that's what I would love to do, and then it wouldn't be work anymore.
Exactly. But
I think
hopefully not anyway.
Yeah, I just think too many people kind of buy into the like you said, traditional type work. And if you would just add a little bit of more creativity, a little bit of more of just ambition, I think now more than ever you can
I
make
agree.
something happen. That
Yeah.
like people that do the cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all that stuff. Like there are people out there that don't do anything besides that. They wake up, they get on their computer, they play for a little bit, they figure out what sort of markets are going to go up or go down, buy, sell, all that crap, and that's what gets them off. And then they're quote unquote done.
Yeah.
By noon, and they go play golf, or they go
go
shoot
do
the
their
paintball
thing.
gun or whatever,
Yeah.
And if you would have told someone 20 years ago that you're going to be able to work from home and make X amount of money, you'd be like, how? There's no way. But today, more than ever, we have opportunities, and every day there's more opportunities that continue to expand.
Yeah.
And
I do. I just, so many people I see their lives are, to me anyway, they seem monotonous.
Yeah.
It's just you're stuck in that same rut. You get up, you go to work, you get home, you eat, and by that time you go to bed.
Yeah. Netflix.
And you do that all week long, some people even more,
Mm-hmm.
And then on the weekends you do a little some maybe, but a lot of people even then
too tired to do
Yeah.
anything, or I got to catch up on my errands.
Exactly.
The one thing I would say about what you're describing is that it does have safety. Like that's
definitely.
That's what's built into it.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of people love. Well, I love the feeling of stability.
Yeah. Safety,
that's
stability.
It's just got that. It's stable.
Mhm.
It's everything's going to be okay right
Mhm.
here.
Right. You can
kind of feeling to it, and you can control your environment that
you
way.
feel like you can.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
really, is it
you
really
really
there?
can't.
Yeah.
No,
No, it's
no.
not. No.
But yeah, for me, I have started learning this about myself just recently. The more I think about it, money is not as important to me as experiences and enjoying things. I would rather, not make as much money and have time to do the things that I love
Absolutely.
than, make all this money, but I don't have any time to
Right.
do anything.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
That's why I work 3
But there
days
are
a week.
people that are the other way around.
Yeah.
They, money is important to them, and I mean, it's important to all of us,
Right.
But
to a point,
yeah, to a point. And people that are like that, that's good for them. And I'm glad, it's just not the way I am.
Right.
And, but yeah, that's just kind of something I've learned about myself, and I'm really going to try to live that way. Just, less about what I have and more about what I'm doing.
Right. Most of the like podcasts or video interviews, like YouTube interviews or whatever, that I've heard of people that I look up to, almost all of them, if not all of them, will talk about a time earlier in their career or earlier in their life that they made a decision like that, to where, you know what, I could take this corporate route and do this thing and make a ton of cash. but I'm just going to stick to my guns. I'm going to stick to my roots. I'm not going to do this, or I'm going to do it the way that I want to do it because it's just true to who I am. Almost every time that has led to good things.
Yeah.
Right? It's just, if you make that choice, then you close doors and other doors open. And if you make the corporate choice, well, you close a lot of those good opportunities that, you never would have had if you wouldn't have made it that far down the road.
Exactly. And, it seems like most of the people that I see, be it on, now this is social media. You can make anything look like anything on social media.
Be careful with that.
Yeah, exactly. But the people that I see that do look like, they look like they're going out and doing things and seeing things. And even people that I know personally that are going and living that lifestyle, they've seen a lot of stuff. They're having all these adventures. They seem happier.
Yeah, absolutely.
They really do.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%.
And I think it is. It's just, I think it's built in all of us to want to have that adventure.
Yes.
And to want to see new things. But the way the world is for the most part, or the way most people's worlds are, we get locked into this daily routine and you get trapped.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happens. You get trapped.
You really do.
You get in debt. And then, you're stuck doing this.
Right.
And not to say that you can't break out of it. There's always a way to get out of stuff.
It just the more stuck that you get, that's just
the more work it's going to take to get out of it to be able to do what you want to do.
So if you can catch this bug, or whatever you want to call it, if you can catch this mindset early and kind of like,
it's a lot easier.
Hang tight
before you have a mortgage.
Exactly. Like, I don't really have, maybe you have a little bit of debt, maybe I have a serious girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, but I'm still pretty flexible.
Right.
As you keep going down that road and adding things on, like you said, mortgage, car payment, those are big, those are huge,
Yeah.
How crazy is a payment like that every month? That will strap you down quicker than anything. And if that's something,
if that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do.
Sometimes that's the right move. Sometimes your uncharted or your little put me in the scary zone is, I'm going to take out a $150,000 loan. And
a lot of people get a rush from that.
Yeah. I mean, and that's good. If you're buying a place and you're going to, I'm going to put my life here, I'm going to build it up. It needs a little bit of fixing.
Right.
I got a little bit of land, I'm going to do some stuff. Then I could see that, like, right on, dude. Like, I see what you're doing. I'm doing the same thing by going to Florida. Like, Florida's my house, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Definitely. So, but no, I'm very excited about it. I have no doubt it's going to be an adventure.
Oh, it already is.
It is an adventure already.
It's the story that you've told, I've gone down twice and I just decided to go. Like, it's already exciting. It's already an adventure. I just kind of caught you right before you left.
You caught me walking out the door.
Yeah, right. It's like, all right, this is awesome. Go for it,
Yeah. And I think that, I think it's going to be a good thing. Yeah. And even, like I said, even if it's not forever, at least I will be able to say,
right,
I did it.
Right.
I tried it, and I know what it's like.
Wait, I didn't know if I was going to talk about this, but I will. When you were talking about going, like, getting in your car at 8 p.m., driving all night or whatever, and then the cycle of thoughts that you had, and then sort of the emotion started to erupt of when the scenery started to change. Like,
right.
You're almost describing pinpoint accuracy a psychedelic trip. And then that's why they call it that, theoretically, a trip is because you're in one mindset and you go to another mindset.
Transition.
So instead of, taking a substance of that, traveling is the same thing. You're in this mindset of, monotony, swirling around, what do I do? Where do I go? And you decide to take this trip, and the way you described it was perfect. You start going out, you're fearful, you're doubtful. What am I going to do? This is crazy. Turn around right now,
Yeah. And I had that, in Arkansas. I was like, dadgummit. Man, this is... Well, I was thinking this is going to take forever.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
And that is the exact thought that you have after you eat mushrooms. You're like, why did I do this for? This is stupid. Throw them up right now, And then slowly as they start to take effect or whatever, and as like you said, as things start to change, your mindset starts to change, right?
Right.
And where was I going? Oh, I was going to say this whole thing. You're out there for 5 years, wahoo, but at the end of it, it's like, come on home. It's time to come home. you will come home with things that you could have never imagined before.
Experiences.
Right now, that if I said,
this is going to happen.
Yeah, here's a way of thinking, and I threw it at you. Like you cannot comprehend the things that are going to happen.
I agree. And there's no knowing.
No, there's no knowing, and there's only one way to know, and that's to go
and do it.
And that's the psychedelic trip, and that's also the myth, the hero's journey. You start in a place of familiarity, you leave this world, you go into the underworld or the shadow world, or there's a bunch of different names for it, but it's a different place.
Yeah,
you get something of value, of information, of could be a tool, could be information, could be anything, magic,
right? And
then you return back home with this new thing, and you either use it for your next journey, which it's a cycle. Right. You're always going to be going on these hero journeys, or you can gift it to the people around you. You can come home and go, yeah, I went to Florida when I was.
You have this knowledge now, that you can share with other people.
Absolutely. That is the hero's journey. That is the hero's myth to a T. Underworld, valuables, knowledge, bring it back, share it. Yeah. That's the story of Gilgamesh. When Gilgamesh and his buddy, I can't think of his name, went on the journey, he found the elixir of life and was going to take it. There's a line in the book that says, I'm going to take it back and share it with the men of old, because they're dying, they're old, and I can give them back their youth. Right. And then the snake eats it. And then that's where the snake sheds its skin. And
those snakes.
Great story. But, he was going to take it back and share it, and that's the hero's journey. So it's cool. So at the end of everything, and I can attest to this because I did the same thing on the other coast, is when I came back and I'm thinking, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, but I had all these experiences and I met all these people, and suddenly it was like, dude, you're not even
you've got
the same
friendships.
person.
You've got friendships still that
absolutely
you would have never had.
Yeah,
I've already got friendships from just going down there twice. That that I'm glad I've made these new friends. And,
similar interests and similar ages and all that sort of thing. And there's only one way to do that, and that's to go.
No,
I got good buddies who are Netflix producers. Yeah, like producing stuff for Netflix, and I see their Instagram. They're still, still. And so it's like I feel like I have a little bit of hope. I have like a rope. Like
Netflix. I could live my life vicariously through you.
Sort of, or it's kind of like maybe getting personal here or whatever. Maybe I was sent back here, because this is fertile soil, and it's like. I wrote this down. I'm getting ready to go on this camping trip, and it's kind of the same that what you were talking about when you took your drive. You were alone with your thoughts. You were able to kind of go through some things, and
it's so good.
Yes, that's what this camping trip is about. And there was this. I was going through my notes on my phone. I was transferring them to my notebook, and there was one. I was like, "You have to think about the future in a crazy way." Because the future is chaos. It's just all chaos. You have no idea what the future holds. So you kind of have to put your mind in a chaotic sort of way to predict. I say predict lightly, to kind of conjure up your future. Yeah. And I was like, that is so true. What are you going to do? Well, move to Florida. That's crazy. Sharkfish on the pier. What if I get up? I don't know. It's just
eaten by a shark.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Or an alligator or a python.
That'll make a great story.
That would.
I will make a documentary about you.
It'd be a great ending, man. I'll be happy if
Really?
That's the way it goes out. Yeah.
Right when it's gnawing on your guts and you're still.
You'd be in so much shock you wouldn't even know it was happening.
It'd be terrible. Not for me.
Hey. People say, like shark attack survivors and stuff that. When you get your leg bitten off by one, it just feels like you got hit with a baseball bat.
Because it's just so sharp, so sudden.
Well, think about it. Like my hands, I've got scars all over me. Well, I put a drill bit through my finger right here.
Good Lord.
It didn't hurt at all.
Really?
Yeah. It just felt like somebody poked me.
Because it's just too much.
But then you get a paper cut and you're like, oh.
Yeah. What the heck's that?
Man.
And they just linger.
Exactly. It stings. Linger. But you chop your thumb off and you're like, dang it, my thumb's gone.
Thumbs up.
Now and then, pain sets in later. Right. But at the time, big stuff usually doesn't hurt.
It's more of after you start thinking about it and you're like, I should be feeling more pain, and then here it comes.
That is completely gone.
Right, here it comes. Can I ask you some of the things that you were thinking about when you were on that first part of that trip? Like, what were you battling? Obviously, you said you were battling doubt. Like, why am I even going at this point? Can I go to Florida? All this stuff. But were there anything deeper? Was Is there
You know,
anything-
I was thinking about, because I was hurt. You know, I was really hurt. That's the, you know, a big reason why I finally was just like, I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, and so I thought a lot about that, and I thought, you know, about, you know, what I was going through and why I was feeling the ways that I was feeling, and that helped me work through a lot of that. Really, I mean, it's rare that you spend 20 plus hours alone with yourself.
Right.
You know, it really is. I mean, if you think about it, because you've always got all these outside.
No, I'm saying the
yeah,
phone, man.
yeah,
This
goodness.
sucker.
Yeah, you've got your phone. You're looking at what other people are doing.
Right. You have how many avenues of communication?
Yeah, I mean, you're calling people.
Snapchat's
you're texting
coming in.
people. You're all these
Emails
different
flying
things.
through.
Yeah, all
And that's
kinds
just
of
what's in
different
your
things.
pocket.
You're going to work.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking to you nonstop. It's very rare that you spend an extended amount of time, like you're getting ready to do, going on
Right.
this camping trip.
Right.
And I think that's so cool. And it's something, honestly, I don't think that I've ever experienced. Spending an amount of time, you know, that long
Yeah.
with just you and your thoughts and some music,
Right. Right.
you know, and even music. If you're in a car for that long,
Yeah.
I went through like everything that I like to listen
Sure.
to.
Isn't
All
that
my,
funny?
the Pandora stations ran out
they're
of
like,
stuff. I was sick
forget
of
it.
everything by the time I got there. So yeah, you just kind of zone out. And it's just you and your thoughts.
I think people do that too. I think it's totally a part of like human nature to where you don't want to spend time with yourself so much that
Yeah.
you will just put that song on repeat. Just do it repeat.
Yeah.
And it's until, like you said, you were at the bottom of whatever you had. You had nothing left, and it was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna deal with
Yeah.
this, and then you turn into it, you know.
Exactly.
Because there's always something to do at the house, you know,
Oh,
or with your
yeah.
friends or something, and it can always just keep getting in front of the things that you kind of need to think about and take care of. And if you would just dedicate some time and some focus to that, you'd be better off all around. You know?
Absolutely. I am restless by nature.
Yes.
You
are.
I am. I'm just a restless person. I'm hoping maybe through this trip and doing maybe that I will find some peace. You know, but well, a perfect example. I drive. That's what I do. I think that's like. For some reason, I just do not like to be sitting still for extended periods of time. For some reason, I've got to be moving and going. And I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know if it's like a feeling of always thinking that I'm missing something. You know, maybe I'm missing something out there. I need to go. But for an example, I think I bought my truck like 7 months ago now, something like that.
It's been that long.
Yeah.
Remember when you showed me?
Isn't that crazy? It
Yeah.
may not even been that long, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
6-7 months,
Sure.
I'd say. And I've got almost 35,000 miles.
And you
on
bought
my
it brand
truck
new,
already.
or?
Brand new.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You've been going hard.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be, though.
Well, you know, but what I'm saying is I'm in my truck more than my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think at one point you were thinking about living
Yeah.
in
I was thinking
a
about
movable
Yeah.
vehicle.
Yeah, I was thinking. I mean, well, when I was in that state of just like do or die, I'm going to Florida. You know, I was just going to live out of my truck until something came along.
Well, you did for a
which I
while.
don't think is a bad thing.
Nope.
I mean, if that's the only way you got to go somewhere, because that's the thing. You've got to, well, what like we were talking about earlier, to get these opportunities, you have to be there.
Yes.
You know, in a network, you
Yeah.
have to be there.
Right.
You know, and sometimes for some people that might be the only way.
It really is the only way. You know, there's no way I could have worked for Netflix if I would have stayed here in Joplin. You know, I mean, maybe a small percent where, you know, some sort of crazy
Fluke deal.
cross culture, whatever, you know, the star-crossed lovers, you know, found
Right.
each other and, well, you work for Netflix and blah, blah, you know. I mean, but it's just much more likely that something like that would happen to where we went, you know. So it's
If
same
you're
with
there.
you, right? Same like
Yeah.
not much shark fishing is going to happen here.
No, it's hard to get good at it here.
It's good, yeah. It's difficult, and there's only so many catfish, you know. You can master that pretty well before, you know. Well, sharks
Man, this
sharks
year's been
operate this way,
terrible.
you know. Too hot, or
I don't know what.
Or there's
That
a lot of
flooding,
rain. Yeah,
I think the flooding at the beginning of the year just totally messed them up.
Yeah, it was a lot of rain. It messed up quite a few things. It
Not just the fishing.
No, it messed up my
A
garden.
lot of stuff.
Wheat, people were freaking out with the wheat. There was so much rain. They couldn't get the combines in to get the wheat out. I think the corn did pretty well, though. I think we'll probably have a booming year of corn, in this area at least.
That's good.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, what was it? You were working through these things for 20 hours.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool because you found, like, you did find peace. You found salvation at the end of it.
I found more peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still not.
Right. It's not complete, but
yeah, definitely was the beginning of, you know, a healing process.
Right. I think you did it right.
I think it was the only way I knew how to do it. I didn't know what else to do. So.
Right. It's probably one of the best ways to deal with something like that.
Forced into something, you know, because it is. I mean, there's nothing like just. Anybody, if you can, again, you know, if you're going through a hard thing, and you just feel stuck, kind of, like, you know, this is something I just don't know how to get through this. Man, somewhere that you've always wanted to go, or somewhere that you'd really like to see.
Yeah.
Jump in your car and go.
Right. Make it happen.
Yeah.
That will be a good start to the catharsis of whatever it is, you know.
Or shake it up.
Yeah.
I mean, just shake up what you do on a daily basis, because sitting around and looking at the things that you always look at.
Sure.
It, you know.
You can even do small things. Like Casey was telling me, just take a different route to work.
Yeah.
You know, start there. If that's as crazy as you want to get, just take a different route and watch what that does to your day.
Definitely.
And then compile on that, you know. Keep following
do things differently.
Yeah.
But I will say, if there's any way, doing a trip is, even if it's a short one, I mean, even if you're just driving there, because, you know, if you, like, let's say you've always wanted to go to Chicago. You know, Chicago is what, only 8
north.
hours away?
Yeah, straight north. Just
not very far.
Hit St. Louis and you're halfway there.
Exactly. You know, just don't make excuses. Just be like, I need this. I need to take care of myself and go and do it.
So here's a question for you. Like, what if, do you know what you want?
No. Well, what do you mean?
I'm not quite sure.
I don't know.
Because one of my top questions is when I go camping is like, what do you want?
Yeah.
And when I used to talk to Adam about this, it was like, once you answer that question, your life is nice. It pretty much lays out for you. It goes, here's what's important to you, because this is what you said you wanted. And until, like, you answer that question, there will be little placeholders there. You know, like, for instance, when you were talking about people that work for toys, it's just like, well, that's what you want. You just want to keep working for toys, you know? So that's how your life rolls out. You're going to work overtime. You're going to do that. You're going to, you know, pick up shifts so you can get more toys. So until you consciously think about it and go, what I want is X.
Yeah.
And then, you know, confirm it in your heart when you make that decision wholeheartedly. And I can feel it, you know, when I make those sort of decisions.
Right.
I'm sure you felt it too. When you finally go, nope, it's happening. You feel like a click. It's like, okay. And once that click happens, I feel like your destiny sort of opens up a little bit, at least a little bit, at least the one more move in front of you. And you go, okay, well, I know what I need to do now. So
one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, right. You just kind of have a decision. You have another decision in front of you, and all it's asking you to do is just be courageous enough to take that decision.
Yeah. And to take the steps to get there.
Right.
So I think what I want is I would like to have a job that I don't get up every day. And I didn't do this, you know, for any of, you know, my clients or anything. But I just feel like there's more out there. I would like to find something that I really enjoy doing, you know, like as far as, and, you know, you get up every day and maybe you're not pumped every day to do it, but you don't like loathe it.
Right.
you know, and I still have a lot of questions, you know, honestly, as to what I really want. You know, so much of my views on things and the way I feel about things have just really changed lately.
Right.
You know,
You're going through a growing phase.
Yeah, I really have. And so stuff that I thought I wanted, you know, I don't know that I want that anymore. You know, so that's a tough question.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Something you got to think about a lot.
Yeah, you really have to set some time aside and clear your mind.
I need Jack's compass.
You need Jack's compass.
You know what I mean?
We're using a compass that doesn't point north. We're not trying to find north, are we? Yeah, really, it would be nice to have a compass like that. And, you know, I know people that would say, well, you know, religion is the compass of my life, or my family's the compass of my life, or whatever, you know. So there are compasses out there, and I guess that's really what the question is what do you want, which translates to what's your compass pointing at, you know, or what is your compass, and then that will tell you what it's pointing at.
Right now it's Florida.
So it's a place at this point.
That's what I want right now, and I don't know what I'll want after that.
That's interesting. When I was going to California, that was the same. Like, it was a place. Yeah. And it happened. Yeah. And when I got there, I should have took some time, this advice for you or anyone that's listening, should have took some time while you were there to, like, unscrew the goal of getting there and put in the goal, whatever's next. Because you've accomplished one thing. And I was stuck in that mindset, like, I gotta be here, and then it was like, I just gotta stay here, and instead of being like, dude, you're here, make it happen, do what you gotta do to, like, be here. So updating that goal over and over and over again once it's accomplished, you know, right, knowing that the first step has been conquered, you need to focus on the next step, whatever that is. So that, to me, that's what this camping trip's about. And then to you, you know, you've already made the decision. You're just in that motion of it right now. So that's,
you know, what I think I'm going to try to do when I get there, because I do not come by this naturally. Because like I said in the beginning, I'm always after that bigger fish. You know, I'm going to try to really focus on enjoying things. The little things, not always looking for, you know, the next thing. Right. Enjoy the moment in life that I'm in, you know. And yeah, you know, I've always wanted to go to Florida, or, you know, to the ocean and do that. I'm going to get the chance to do that, and I'm going to really try to enjoy that. Right. You know, and just try to be peaceful, you know, and do things like, you know, in the morning, I plan on, you know, getting coffee and going to the pier and just waking up. Yeah. You know, out there and just enjoying that. Right. It's simple. And usually, because I would say I'm a thrill seeker. You know, I mean, I want something that, you know, is going to make me.
You want the big ones.
Yeah. And so much of life isn't, though. Right. And I feel like sometimes that may be why I'm unhappy, you know. And not to say that I'm unhappy all the time.
I got you. Right.
But if you have a mindset like that, so often you feel empty, kind of, you know, like that you're, you know, because you're always looking for something big, where a lot of life is just little stuff. And you gotta learn how to enjoy the little things. And even, you know, it's funny because before this came real, you know, because that's the thing also that you got to be ready for when you're thinking about this over here, this dream, when it suddenly shifts and in a few days it's going to be reality.
Yeah.
That literally everything in your life is going to change.
Yeah. It's exciting.
It is exciting, but it gets really real.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So it's almost like be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
Because you were wishing for all these things all of a sudden.
Yeah. And whoop,
Right
there
in
it
your face.
is.
Yeah, here we
you know,
go.
and you got to be ready to confront that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's a big deal. I think for anybody, it's just like this is all I've ever known.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my whole life has been here. It's a big change. But so as that's gotten more real, the other day I was driving.
Obviously.
Yeah. Like I often do. I was driving from, this won't mean anything to some people that are listening, but from the Baxter Dam, there's this way that I like to take. I was driving from the Baxter Dam, and you go down like Commons Road, you know, and you know there's those cornfields everywhere, and there's a field right there right before you cross over the highway. It's got some memories to it, you know, and I always look at that field and, you know, I think about stuff. And, you know, I was driving down through there and I was just like, gosh, this is beautiful. You know, it was the sun was setting. Yeah. It's just that like magical time. Yeah. I feel like it's my favorite time. Right. You know, when it's kind of dusky out and you've got those like rays of light coming through. And as I was looking out my window, I had some bluegrass playing. Nice. I was just like, man, it's a pretty place. That's awesome. A really pretty place. All that to say, I think that as this gets closer, it makes you appreciate more. I already find myself appreciating those little things. Like that's something, you know, usually maybe I wouldn't have picked out, and I wouldn't have taken that second to just be like, wow, you know, this is there's a lot of people that would love to be here right now and see this. And or it also makes you think how many people are just driving by it and taking it for granted. Most. But
it's funny that you mentioned that, because I did something very similar to where it was the week of where we were leaving for California both times. Yeah. And I drove just kind of around where I drive all the time, you know, and it was a little bit slower. And I had some nice melodic music in the background, you know, just kind of. You're like, oh, man. And you're just noticing. Yeah, you're just noticing a lot more compared to your everyday. You know,
it's like your senses are almost heightened.
Absolutely. Way more heightened. And you can conjure up memories that are much, much deeper.
Everything's just so close.
Like, wait a minute, I haven't even thought about that for so long. Why is that, you know?
And it's all right there.
Yeah, did something very similar to that. So, yeah, I can totally relate to that.
It's it's a unique feeling.
It really is. And I haven't really had that feeling since. You know, I haven't really
it's not something that you're going to feel until you're leaving everything.
Especially, and it doesn't really even work out unless you kind of have an anticipation of like X marks the spot on the 14th. I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, because
kind of like
before
a countdown.
That, it totally changes when you know this day my life's gonna change. Yeah, you know, and I mean it really it does. Things just kind of you start thinking about different things.
The one thing that you can pull from that too. And I said I haven't felt this way since that time that I did that. And I mean, that's not entirely true, but it just hasn't been that intense. But you kind of remember that feeling and that moment, and you go, as you go on, you know, you might be in Florida and you just kind of, you know, instead of driving home crazy all night, you know, like tonight I'm going to slow down and I'm going to look at this beach for a second. And then you can take that moment and you can just transcend it through your whole life.
Exactly.
You know, some of the most mundane moments, you can just be there. Yeah. And they become everything. Yeah. That is your moment.
I've had several of them. Yeah, I mean, just sitting out on the porch in the evening, you know. I mean, you just hear stuff. Like you were saying, you know, you hear the frogs off in the pond.
Got the locusts going on.
Yeah, the locusts, you know, just everything.
Yeah,
all the
wind through the trees. You're like, I don't ever really pay attention to that. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. heightened senses for sure.
Definitely. But all that to say, I could not be more excited for what's coming up. I definitely couldn't. There's definitely, I'm going to miss my friends.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I will miss.
Mm-hmm.
But you just got to do stuff sometimes.
Yep. Absolutely. Friends can always come visit you.
Oh, yeah.
Family
and
I've
told everybody, I want everybody to come. I hope you guys all do get to come and experience this with me and see it for yourself. It's a cool place. Really, really cool place.
Actually, I'm going to Texarkana on August 15th. Texarkana. I'm going to get a tattoo on my shoulder.
Nice.
But Casey's coming with me. We thought about going down to Austin, but shit, maybe we'll go out to Florida.
You should.
We're that much closer,
Might as well.
We'll see.
Why not?
Yeah, you'll be there.
I'll be there.
Does shark fishing have a season?
No.
You can just do it all year.
All year round.
Holy crap.
It's different.
Is there any season of fishing at all? Like certain species? And whatnot?
Yeah.
But sharks, not really.
Sharks.
All year.
All year.
Let's talk about some of your equipment.
Oh, yeah.
You got a gnarly reel.
I did. I
just got
a Machaira, 130 Machaira. It's pretty big reel. Massive reel. Yeah.
Beautiful. All gold.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a 24 karat gold.
I know. I like it.
What did that run you?
Oh God. I don't even
a lot. I mean, compared to.
They're expensive.
Yeah,
they're expensive.
2,000.
No, not quite 2,000.
Oh, not quite. So that's great. That's my drone was 4,000, so I can't be like that's crazy. Yeah. But I mean, this world goes deep.
Just a little over 1,000.
Yeah, this world goes deep.
130 class reels are pretty much across the board. They're gonna run you over $1,000.
It's one of my favorite things about you is that you do not stay in the shallow end of the interest that you have.
I know.
You were there for maybe a week.
And then I'm like, take it to the extreme.
Right. He was just here. Now he's scuba diving at 800 feet.
Yeah.
He has no tank on, but he's down there.
I made it.
Yeah. I love that about you because for one thing, I love hobbies and interests that go that deep, that people that take it that deep. Like I'm thinking archery. Like archery, you can get a bow and you can shoot it day in, day out.
Have a Hoyt.
It's got to be a Hoyt, yeah. You could shoot it, have fun, but I know people that measure the weight of their arrows in grams.
Oh, yeah.
And they have the arrowheads and
you can get as technical
fletchings
with anything as you want to.
And I love that about you because you do. You definitely get technical and you get down to the nitty gritty and you can tell me why this McCorkle reel is better than. Dang it, you were supposed to. I was hoping you'd laugh. Why this reel is better than this reel, and we should be on this side of the pier, not this side. Like you have that all figured out, and if you don't, you'll figure it out really quick.
Well, I try to research things and get as knowledgeable as I can about them, so that that I can do it to the best of my ability. Knowledge is power, sir.
Yeah, I love that about you because it sets you in a different class of person. Like you're not okay with just level 1.
Yeah, I definitely like to take it on past that.
Yes,
and I like the intricacies of the stuff that I get into. But yeah, I think that's one thing that I like about shark fishing, because everything, all the gear's big, your leaders are, 1,200 pound mono,
right.
Big stuff, big hook, it's like,
right.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
compared to like bass,
Oh yeah.
Got my pole at Walmart and it's got my princess.
Compared to a lot of saltwater fishing, even.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the shark gear it's big gear. Not that you can't catch sharks on smaller stuff,
right?
But,
we're the big leagues, dude.
Yeah. If you want to catch,
I just got my harpoon.
Need some big stuff.
I got my harpoon ready.
Yeah.
Moby Dick.
You are like, yeah.
What were you gonna say? You are like Moby Dick. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah.
I don't know. The intricacies used to overwhelm me, and I didn't like it. Like I didn't like things. I was like, this gets too freaking crazy. I don't like it. I just want it to be simple. Like I just want to be a master at shooting the bow.
Yeah.
And I don't want to know all this other stuff because
can't do it in a day.
And you can't do it in a day, but it just took so much brain RAM, and I had so much going on. I was like, I can't get that technical. But as I continue on this path of life, and I figure out, well, dude, you need to weed some stuff out of your life. Like, you need to pull these, get them out. Yeah, it would have been fun.
You focus on.
Yeah.
And that's when the little intricacies.
Absolutely.
Because, I've had all kinds of little hobbies along the way. Some of them were for, greater periods of time than others.
Right.
And it definitely shows, which ones I spent more time on.
Yeah, right.
But there's, the horses were for a while.
Yeah, you were breaking horses for a while.
I love doing that, Then I moved on past that. That was something that kind of faded out, and I have no desire really to ever pick
it's
that
cool you
up
still have the
again.
skill, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you need it,
and I
use
love
it.
horses. They're just, and I, if somebody was like, hey, let's go riding, I would.
Right.
Stop playing.
Sorry.
Touching my feet
Nobody
under
knows.
the table.
Nobody knows. They know.
Yeah. And, but, I'd say the big ones, falconry.
Yeah, it's part of you, for
It
sure.
is. And I think it always will
Don't forget
be.
that mic.
Oh, yeah.
You just pull it to you.
I think it always will be.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that, I'll never be able to just not care about that anymore. And then fishing. Those have been my two really big ones. That I've always, and barbering.
Right. Right.
But as far as hobbies go,
right, interests,
the fishing and the falconry, those have always been things that have really interested me.
I think the magic number is 3. I really think
things.
it's 3. Like
yeah.
Those 3 things can have little offshoots,
Yeah.
like little fun little side missions or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
But really, right now on this podcast, I think it's 3.
Yeah, we're gonna put 3 out there.
I really do.
As the magic number.
Yeah.
So everyone write this down.
Yeah, it's 3. The answer is 3. The answer
3
is
hobbies.
It really is, because if you break down a day or a week or a month, you could break it into thirds.
Yeah.
And you could allocate this much time to A, this much time to B, and this much time to C. And you might actually be gifted in one of those hobbies more than the others.
Right.
So then you don't have to spend as much time to
maybe
to
you're like a
perfect it.
prodigy at music.
Yeah, prodigy at music, but then you also, want to do some gardening or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you play your music and you're like, man, I'm good at this. So you kind of do maybe advanced lessons, and then you garden because you're not that good. You put more time into that. But 3 feels like, to me, the magic number of hobbies, because it flows better. And if those hobbies do reflect one another, then each one will increase.
Yeah, better yet.
Yeah. It almost seems like the 3 also have have a genre about them. So one of your hobbies is physical. One of your hobbies is mental, and one of your hobbies is spiritual. And then they kind of just rotate, So for instance, one of my physical hobbies, and then that little physical hobby has little nodes around it, but it'd be like jiu-jitsu, working out with weights, running, and that sort of thing. They all kind of fall into that
group.
In that group, and they're all physical. They challenge my body. And if you move over to mental, that would be like writing, the filmmaking, the photography, the website. They kind of all hover there. See, I can't even pinpoint it down to one. That's what this camping trip's about.
Yeah.
So
you got to go and think about
you
it.
see how many I have thrown out there? So I kind of have to jettison some of those.
Yeah.
But each one kind of falls into that category, and then they kind of all influence each other, One grows, they all grow, You plateau in one, well, that's just encouraging you to kind of go off to the side.
Yeah, go and do something else and then come back to it with a new mindset.
Yeah. Kind of makes me think, Caleb and I talked about this on the Thursday podcast about Michael Jordan, who was like the greatest, you heard it, the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm not a real big basketball guy, but whatever. And at some point he was just like, screw it, I'm going to go play baseball. Like, I'm interested in baseball. I think I'm going to play it, My dad wanted me to play it. I think his dad just passed away. But he was brave enough to just go. Didn't work out for him, but he
went and tried it.
He went and tried it, and he came back, and he was better for it. He's just like, I can mark that off my list. That was like his 10 to 20% exploration and discovery piece of him,
You will always grow from doing something different.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's dangerous in a sense, Not dangerous in the sense of you might die, maybe, if it's like rock climbing or something.
Yeah, it could be.
But it's dangerous in the sense of you have to take a risk to kind of pursue this thing, because it's not what you're normally after. It's dangerous too because it might take place precedence over one of your other hobbies, kind of
Yeah.
like what's happened to you. Like, I remember when you were
Exactly.
doing taxidermy for a long time.
Yeah, I did
And
that for
I
a little while.
don't know if you're still into that or not.
No.
but yeah. So, I mean, that took over.
Thank goodness.
No? Why not?
I don't know. It's
It's
just
dirty.
dirty all the time.
But good money, right?
No.
And
I mean, it's all right.
I feel
a lot
like
of work.
yeah, I feel like if you were to do taxidermy, I feel like guys that do taxidermy,
It's harder business to break into
why?
because, you know, you're the new guy on the street, and there's
Mhm.
all these guys that have been doing it, and they did it for this guy's dad.
Oh,
you know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Most of the taxidermists, or at least around this area, have been doing it for a while.
Hmm.
You know, and have built up that name.
Mm-hmm. It's just a strange career, you know.
Strange
Like
career.
you couldn't do that in L.A.
Probably not.
Not well, maybe you could. I don't know. It's just kind of the area for it. But remember when you were working for that funeral home?
Oh yeah.
What was that all about?
Well, that's what I did when I was building my clientele up for the barbering.
Oh, I was like, what? The folks that are on their way out? Or?
No, yeah, you know, that's what I did for a job while I was building my
Oh,
clientele.
I got you. So that it was a supplementing
Yeah.
income until the
Exactly.
barbering. Nice. Okay. It was just kind of like a good opportunity, and you took
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah, and you know, that is actually something that I had thought about doing. Like back when I was in college, I was like, maybe I want to go into, you know,
Mm-hmm.
being a mortician, and so it was really interesting to get to see what all goes into that. And you
Mhm.
know, that is such an important industry.
Death.
Oh, I mean, you know, it really is. And it helped me learn how to deal with uncomfortable situations,
I'd imagine.
you know? Well, it helped me learn that, you know, when somebody has someone pass away,
Uh-huh.
there is nothing that you can say
Mm.
that's going to make it better.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So don't try.
Really?
Yeah.
Just don't even.
Well, I mean, you know, console that person, but go
But
into
don't
it
think.
knowing that you're not going to make this better. The only thing that'll make it better is time.
Hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
Don't think that the outcome of
Yeah.
you and this little monologue is going to go. Thank you.
Oh, you know what? I don't hurt
I
anymore.
feel so much better.
Yeah.
You know, just.
And I mean, obviously it's different if you're a family member and stuff
Right.
like that. You guys are going to have conversations about it
Right.
and work through it together.
Right.
But I'm saying, being an outside person,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
I think the best thing to say to somebody is, you know, I'm sorry for your loss, you know, or, you know, I know this is hard.
Mm-hmm. And kind of leave the door open
And
for
just-
them to.
Yeah, and if
have some
they want to
catharsis.
pursue,
Yeah.
you know, conversation,
Mhm.
they will. But yeah, that's. And don't say, you know, hey, how are you doing? That was the other thing.
He's in a better place.
You know,
You can't say any of that.
as you go in,
Yeah.
go into the houses. Hey, how's it going? How are you guys?
Hey, how's everybody doing? Excellent. Excellent. Well,
Not good.
yeah. I learned that quick. In fact, it's funny you bring this up. Like yesterday at Red Oak, I waited on a lady who was sitting by herself at a table, and she was really quiet. Like, she's like, thank you, you know, I'll take the sea bass, you know. But sweet as heck. Sweet as
bass.
heck. Yeah, that's what she got. And we ended up talking together, and she goes, my husband, who I was married for, my husband passed away a month ago. And I go, I said, I'm so sorry, you know, like I didn't really know what else, you know.
Yeah,
I don't know where else to go. She goes, I was only married him for 4 months, and he was a underground poker player, and the mafia ripped his toes off and broke his ankles.
What?
And it's like, okay. And so, you know, it's funny because I used your suggestion in the
wanted
past.
to tell you.
Yeah, I said, I'm so sorry for your loss. And then she kind of goes into this backstory about who he was. And I'm like, I'm happy to listen to you. You know,
Because sometimes people want that. You know, they need somebody to listen.
absolutely. But
Especially if he was an underground poker.
it just took a
player.
turn for the I just didn't expect.
Yeah, you didn't see that coming.
And so we started talking about it, and I got to a position where I was like, I don't know what to say. I go, man,
Yeah.
it sounds like you lived a really exciting life. I go, you should write a book someday. And she goes, yeah, but then they'd come after me too. And I'm like, I don't know what to say.
This is just getting awkward.
How's your food, you know?
Yeah.
She was such a sweet lady, but I did kind of find myself in an awkward position. But it just made me think of what you said, that there was a door for her to kind of talk, and she did, and I probably let it go too far, but there was she felt better a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
I could see it in her
She got
eyes.
to talk about
it. A little bit of a release.
But most of the time, you know, somebody that is fresh hurt like that, you know, isn't, you know, they don't want to hear you try to make things better.
Yeah, right. And to have the arrogance to think that, listen, I'm going to tell you something in a sweet voice. Yeah. I'm going to look you in the eyes.
Going to make it all better.
And when I get done talking, your pain will be gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to count to 3 and snap my fingers. 1.
Yeah.
2.
I'm
3. Woo! How do you feel?
Refreshed.
Do you believe in hypnotism at all?
I don't know.
I don't even know if that's the right question. Do you believe in hypnotism? I don't know. I was kind of hypnotized once.
Have you?
Tulsa State Fair. I almost made out with an old woman.
Wow.
I'm not sure how much I was playing into it and how much he was playing into it, you know? Like, I wanted to believe it. I don't know. It's kind of the old saying that, like, you have to be willing to be hypnotized.
Did he hypnotize you to make out with an old woman?
Yeah. I mean, I'm on stage. Like, I was a volunteer or whatever, and I was on stage. There's probably 6 of us. And he hypnotized you. I mean, I don't know. I went along with it at least. Yeah. And he was saying like, oh, the room is getting very, very hot. Like it's as hot as a sauna. So I ripped my shirt off. You know, I'm shirtless on stage, and then I was sitting next to this older woman, and I like whipped the shirt around her, and then he was saying how like we were in love and all this stuff, and so like I had my arm around her and whatever, and we were getting ready to kiss, and then he was like cut it off because the crowd was going crazy, but.
Wow.
Idiots didn't sell me. I was like, can I have the DVD? And they're like, you have to buy it. I just performed for you.
Yeah,
you know how
give
many
me
people?
A free DVD.
Yeah, so I could prove it, but no, I didn't have any money and whatever. So I told him, I said, you're a snake oil salesman, sir. But I don't know if I was hypnotized, and who knows.
Or if
I don't know if I
just wanted to make out with that old lady.
Well, I'm not gonna. Allegedly, I might have. Betsy, I still think about you.
It could have happened.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that you're like leaving behind too. You know, like
there are a lot.
You're putting things to rest.
Putting things to rest.
Mm-hmm. How does one go about that in a quick and concise way? Because some things are easy. You bring the bees over to my house. Or you say,
you wish.
You tell someone, like, there's my hive, you know, take care of them.
Yeah.
And then that's it. There. But there are other things like your family, like you just, you know, love you, mom, love you, dad. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're super supportive.
Oh, very.
Yeah. So that's
they're
good.
Excited for me.
Mm-hmm. You sold all your stuff, most of your stuff.
Sold most of my stuff.
You don't really, like, what do you possess at this moment?
Clothes and
a truck.
My truck.
No tools, guns,
no
computers.
No.
I just named everything that I value.
Yeah, nothing like that really. And my fishing stuff, you know. I'm
yeah,
take that with me.
That. That's good.
It's seriously all I'm taking down are clothes and not, you know, bare minimum on clothes.
Really?
Yeah.
It's hot down there.
Yeah, I'm not taking a ton. I'm not taking my old closet with me.
Right.
You know, I packed up most of that stuff because that was one of my things. I want to go down and I want to start over. I don't want to carry all this stuff that's from here down there with me, even if it's clothes.
Right.
You know, packed all that up. I'm not taking like stuff that I've had forever that, you know, I still want, you know, but I'm not taking all that. It's getting boxed up storage.
Nice. It's nothing for storage. Nowadays, you know, even the climate controlled stuff, like $20-$30 a month.
Yeah,
that's nothing.
I don't know. It may be something when I get down there.
Oh, you're gonna keep it in storage down there?
No.
Oh, you're keeping it up here.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you told your mom, like, hey, if
$20-$30 may be the difference between eating and not eating.
Yeah, true. No, Kelsey and I have thought about doing some like long-term travel. As far as, you know, either I'm wanting to go down to South America and, you know, Casey and I want to drink some ayahuasca or do something, you know, I got to see the jungle. Like, I got to see the Amazon.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got to see it, dude. No, I have to. Yeah. before I have kids, I will have to see. I at least have to step foot in that jungle. She wants to go to Europe, which would be cool too. Backpack, or
I'd love to go to
even
Europe.
you know what I've heard a lot lately. Backpacking across Europe's kind of the thing. One of the things I've heard lately is backpacking across Asia, and how much more affordable it is, but how much more exciting. I don't know, not much more exciting. It's just a different thing that not as many people do.
Totally different.
The tracks that are set across Europe, they're nice and dented in, and it doesn't take nothing. You get that Euro rail, and you're all over the place.
Good.
Across Asia is a little different,
Yeah.
Not everyone's speaking English, and the terrain is a lot different. You have Mongolia, Thailand, Japan, China, all that sort of thing, all the way up.
May not make it out alive.
You may not make. It's a little more treacherous.
Yeah.
But you can
Imagine.
hit India. Like, I don't know, those places just seem a little more.
Afghanistan,
Nope.
Syria.
Yeah. Yemen.
Yeah.
Come stay in Yemen.
Yeah.
Man, that's terrible. But
All the places.
yeah. So
That was a rooster.
Yeah, dude, I got a big cock out there. It's a classic joke. Never gets old, ladies and
Oh
gentlemen.
man.
But yeah, doing some long-term traveling would be something in our immediate future. And one of our ideas were to get a storage unit and just go and to have like a big yard sale. So you're basically doing a catharsis of material. You're going, I'm going to release this material. Here's all the clothes.
It's gone.
It's a bunch of furniture,
I don't need this
keep
stuff.
keep the things that you want. I'd have to sell computers because they'd be outdated by the time I got back.
Yeah.
Which is hard for me, but
I'll be out and dated next week.
yeah, true. But you'd come down to a point of this is who we are. This is all we have.
This is what I need to survive. Right.
Keep this stuff in storage
and
because
you'd be amazed.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've kind of done that.
Yeah. Amazed at
need
the amount of shit that you have or the amount that you don't have.
Yeah, I need transportation.
Right.
I need clothes to wear.
Right.
And because of where I'm going. Oh, and I need a bed to sleep in. And then because of where I'm going, fishing equipment. And that's it.
Right. That's kind of like your thing.
That's
and
it.
you've just bled down to that. Did you have anything that you're like, what in the hell do I have this for?
Oh, tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Just trash.
Yeah. Just
Stuff that at some point it's crazy. That's it.
Mhm.
You're important. What is important to you changes all the time.
right. See, it's difficult for me because there's things in this house where I'm like, why do we have that? But to Kelsey, it's valuable and it's decorative or whatever.
See, that's another thing I haven't.
Yeah, you don't have
experienced
that.
yet.
Nah, you don't
I
have
don't
that.
know.
It's I love her to death, and so if it's important to her, it's important to me. But like TV shows, like I still can't do that. Like she watches some stuff that I'm just like, no, thank you. And that's as far as I'll go. I'm not allowed to make fun of them anymore.
Not gonna do it.
I used to just make fun of all of her shows. I'd voice over everybody and be
And then we got married. And it changed.
yeah, she's like, you can't stop. You need to stop making fun of my shows,
or I'll kill you.
Yeah, I was like, fair enough. She goes, I don't make fun of your shows. I'm like,
this isn't
my
new.
shows are good.
This isn't new anymore. Okay.
Yeah, but I just after thinking about it, it's like, would I want someone making commentary over my shows?
Probably not.
If you enjoy them, fuck it, you enjoy them.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my mom one time, and I think it was my mom, my grandma, and Kelsey are all talking about fingernail polish color. Right? To me,
Interesting.
kill me.
topic.
Give me the noose. I will jump, hang myself. No problem. And then
You weren't like, here, I'm going to chime in.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I had no purpose in this conversation. But my mom turned to me and she goes, well, I know that it's not some deep universal philosophical talk, Colton. And I don't know. I just felt, and I replied something along the lines of, well, I think there's plenty of room and time for conversation about fingernail polish. I think it's important. Just as important as the other things that interest us, Just because it's not interesting to me or have any sort of meaning.
Again, it's all relative.
Yeah, it's like
to every person.
I'm not gonna shit on their party. They're having a good time. Whatever. I might make a comment about.
You might.
Yeah. So it just goes. Everyone's got their thing, and who am I to say that thing's stupid?
Yeah.
I always think about sports, and
I hate sports.
you'll get a kick out of this because How many people just give their life for sports, especially the ones that are watching it?
Oh yeah.
Not the ones that are playing, the ones that are just watching it.
So many people
Give all day. Sundays are
Obsessed.
just zombies. And I used to do that. And I used to freak out when the Ravens lost. Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking not healthy freaking out.
and you figured out that it doesn't matter at all.
It's, at some point, you know, you just go, wow, this is stupid. But it came to me partly in several different ways. But one part was I started thinking about other sports that I didn't really care about, like tennis.
Yeah.
I started thinking about tennis. And I'm like, well, I don't really care about tennis. And then I started thinking about all the people that just love
Of tennis.
Yeah. I'm like,
Or soccer.
They feel soccer. I go, they feel the same way about their sport that I do about mine. And vice versa.
Well, there's a lot of people that think fishing's stupid.
Yeah.
Or
But
falconry or all these other things.
yeah. So I kind of came to this realization that everything is meaningful and meaningless all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't be raining down on tennis players. You
No
know?
way.
That's cool. You guys go do that. But I'm enjoying what I'm enjoying.
Well, that's, you know, I could literally, there is not any sport out there, I'm talking, you know, that.
Mhm. Well, you're thinking traditional, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking
Yeah. You
traditional.
know, that I could care less about every single one of them.
Right. But
I've never watched a full game of any kind of sport ever in my whole life. Not one time.
do you watch fishing on TV?
Nope.
That's tough. That's a tough one. Even
don't.
watching hunting's that's tough, man.
Yeah. I don't watch fishing. I don't watch anything on TV.
Like going to Bass Pro, like it's to me, it's like I'd just rather just be doing it. Like,
Yeah,
this is
me
just
too.
a commercial. It's just like corporate commercial.
Unless I'm researching about it.
Yeah.
See, and that's all on my phone, you know.
Yeah, right.
I'll watch videos of that kind of stuff, but just to be watching somebody else do it on
Right.
TV. No,
why am I
me.
not doing this?
Yeah.
What the heck?
And but probably, you know, but I'm glad that there's people that get that enjoyment out of sports, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're saying, it's, you know, if it's important to them, then it's very important.
Yes, right. And I'm not going to be the one to be like thinking that I have the moral high ground. Like, well, I'm a fisherman and I roll jiu-jitsu and football is stupid.
Yeah.
And you know why? Because they hit each other in the head and they get brain damage. Do you know they get brain damage? You know, like, that's just, get that guy out of here. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just not going to watch the game with you.
Everybody just does their own thing.
Yeah, and just be cool with it. I remember I went to a NASCAR race maybe a year ago or so. I don't care about NASCAR at all.
Yeah.
I could care less if the
Exactly.
Taliban nuked them. I would just be like, oh, okay, anyway. But I went. I was offered. I went. And when I was there, I just decided that, you know what, today I'm going to be a fan. I'm just going to be a super fan. I'm just going to pick a car. And I'm going to love it. And I'm going to cheer. And I'm going to be boo-hooey if it loses or if it gets behind. I had a great time. I had a fantastic time. I thought the cars were fast as hell. They were cool. I was into it. I was trying to keep up. At the end of the day, though, I left that behind. And I'll never pay for a NASCAR race in my life. I'll never pay for one. If you want to offer me, maybe I'll go. But
I'm never ever paying money.
it's just not my world. But the point is I just chose to have a good time, and that will bleed into anything. The best tables
is what you make of it.
It really is. The best tables at Red Oak are the ones that have the best attitude.
Yep.
When I can tell. I can talk. I can say hello. How you doing? And I can tell with your first sentence
If
how
you're
this
gonna
is,
have a good time.
how this is going to go. Absolutely. And if you have a great attitude and every time I set food in front of you, you go, oh, it looks wonderful. I promise you it's going to taste wonderful.
Yeah.
Because you've already set yourself up for winning. It's the people that are like, thank you. Well, it looks okay. It kind of looks overdone.
Yeah, the steak.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, well, your whole attitude.
You cooked it.
Sorry?
Yeah,
the whole
steak's cooked. Right. Why did you do that?
Did you not want it? Or I'll be right back. It just you can just see that your perception is locked in. And it all kind of comes back to what you were saying earlier, is that you need a change of perception. You need a change in your life. You need a disruption.
Yes.
And you've had one.
Very much so.
And look at how good it's been for you.
I know. It's changed. You know, that, yeah, that disruption has, you know, led me to do things that I wouldn't have done.
Let me ask you this. Because you worked at the funeral home and saw that side. This disruption is good.
Yeah.
Right? It's been fun. It's been
Right.
exciting. What happens?
Well, it wasn't fun in the beginning. But
well, I mean, looking back,
you're
it looks
talking
fun.
about the Florida move.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
I was
Well,
wondering
even everything.
what disruption.
Yeah. Well, I guess this one has multiple disruptions, right? Just kind of like continually pushing you.
Continual disruption.
But most of them are pretty positive, right?
well, yeah.
I mean, painful but positive.
Yeah.
What would you say that one needs to do with like a super disruptive moment that's super painful, such as like you lose a loved one?
Losing a loved one.
Because that's disruptive, and that will change people's lives.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm definitely not an expert in this either.
I just value your opinion at this stage of your life. Like you could be totally wrong, but it's just interesting to hear
Yeah.
people's perspective
Well, I think
or what you would do.
anything that hurts you, be it, losing a loved one, losing a relationship, because when I lost my last relationship, I just felt, well, I told you.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't care if I lose my trust. I just don't care anymore.
Right. I remember you came over that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, whatever happens, just, happens. So I think that it's really easy to make mistakes in the moment.
Oh, okay.
You got to give it a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And because I think, and I'm thankful that if I would have went, I'm glad I didn't just drive down to Florida, drop everything, and not have,
Right.
anything planned out whatsoever. Because I was really, if I would have got the opportunity, I would have done it.
Yeah. Right.
And, but I think that you just have to take a second, and then figure out, what avenue you're going to take as far as, because I think you could do a lot of the same things. I think it's so hard to answer this because everyone is so different, but I think, a trip like we've talked about, I think that could be healing, very, very healing. I know it was, for me. But I think the truth is with, I'm just absolutely,
That's all right.
I just can't remember.
We got all the time in the world.
I can't remember this mic.
Oh,
man.
yeah, that's fine.
I
I got post-production skills.
Yeah, I know. It's always right there with you.
Oh, I meant like when I edit this,
Oh.
I'll make you sound like a god.
Lovely.
Can you come to the bar with me?
Yeah, seriously. But I think all these, different kinds of hurts, losing relationships, someone dying,
Losing a job.
All these different things that can just really, really mess you up. I think that time is really the only thing that truly will heal you. I think it's a waiting game because, it's been months now since, my relationship ended and stuff, and I'm still, I'm extremely sad about it still.
You're a deep feeler, though.
I am. Yeah.
Not to say that
Probably-
that's wrong or anything.
I don't know. There's a lot of times that I wish I wasn't as,
Sure.
that I didn't get as invested as I do.
Right.
But that's just who I am.
That's just who you are. I mean, you can see it in your relationships, your interests, all that,
Yeah, I'm like 100%
Yeah.
or nothing.
Right. Good and bad place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Can work
It
for
really
you or
is.
definitely
It's
can.
a blessing and a curse, for sure.
So what you're saying isn't those big moments of life that hit you, whether relationship, person, family member, friend, whatever, dying, job, some sort of thing that you were investing identity in is ripped from you. Take a moment, however long a moment is.
And then you can do all kinds of different things,
Right.
as far as like we said, take a trip, you
Right.
know, spend a lot of time with your family.
Right.
If you can do anything, which you have to some, you know, I mean,
Mhm.
you really do. I think that's just part of the healing process. You have to take time to truly and deeply think about,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Right.
face that, whatever it is.
Right.
But then, and you know, it's so easy to say this. It's so easy to say, you know, don't dwell on it.
Mm.
It's easy to say that when you're not going through something.
Right. And then let me stab you in the arm and like, don't dwell on the
Yeah.
pain.
Don't
Overcome the pain.
Yeah. Don't
Okay,
think
sensei.
about it.
Yeah. It hurts.
Yeah. It's easy to, you know, say that when you're not
Yeah.
in the moment, but when you're right there, you know, sometimes you're just going to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you probably are.
Probably
You know,
sometimes you need
and that's
to,
what I
right?
say. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but you know, it's the other thing I was thinking about. I talked to somebody the other day about this, and me and Caleb have talked about it. You know, I think that it's like somebody saying, you know, like let's say you lost a relationship, somebody saying, you know, get over that. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Right.
you know, you're so much better than that. You know, you're gonna find, man. Don't say, you know.
Yeah.
I know what
Doesn't
you're
work
trying to
well.
do.
Right.
I know what you're trying to do. But, and it could be, you know, it's another relative thing.
Mm-hmm.
What is important to someone, you cannot know what it's like to lose that and how big of a deal it is.
Right.
You know, even if you've been through something similar
Mhm.
or exactly the same almost,
Right.
it can be totally different to another person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I think that's why it feels so powerful and so relieving when someone describes your feelings almost perfectly.
Yeah.
You know, when they say they don't even have to say like, I know how you're feeling.
Yeah.
If they just go, you know, when I lost, you know, so and so, I just felt like the whole world was crumbling
Yeah.
or whatever. And you go, well, that's how I feel.
Well,
you know, like
hey.
I mean, I know that's pretty generic.
Yeah,
but
you'd much rather hear that than someone say, "Oh man, just get over that."
Oh, well,
It
yeah,
doesn't mean
that's, in
anything.
that
And you're
case for
like,
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And then the things,
know?
I think actually the small things, because people pass over the small things. Like you lose a relative or something, people are usually pretty generally careful. They circumspect
Yeah.
what they say. But if it's something small, like, I don't know, oh, my pet bunny died or whatever. It's those times when someone takes the moment and they go like, I know that's tough. I
Yeah.
lost my cat or something. It's like, man, that is powerful.
I lost my bunny too.
I lost my buddy too. Yeah, but that's when it's the most powerful because
Absolutely.
people just overlook the small things because they think that they're small.
Exactly.
But really, to you,
it may be the biggest thing in your life
yeah,
right now.
exactly.
So you got to really watch that.
Just take the stance of just, you know, the fruits of the spirit. One of them is gentleness. Just take the gentle stance. Just, yeah, it might be mundane. His football team might have lost. So just be gentle. You know, he's another person. He's a human, and he's hurting. He's genuinely hurting.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid that it's a football game
To you,
to
but
you,
not to him.
but not to him. Right. So just be gentle. Just give him the benefit of the doubt, and then anyone I can think of that did that to me in the past, well, I can still think of them because of the way they
Absolutely.
made me feel.
It makes an impression for
Mhm.
sure, because it is rare.
It really is. To take the time to be gentle to someone.
Yeah, through this whole thing, I am so thankful for the people that have talked to me about
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. To talk to you, listen to you, encourage you, give you advice, or, you know, really the big one is just listen.
Yeah, that's absolutely, you know, talking about stuff, you know, is very therapeutic.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I can't remember who said it, but it's a pretty famous quote about writing. It's something along the lines of, I don't really know what I think until I read it, and once I've written it out, you know. And that's kind of the way that what you're talking about works, is I'm just going to regurgitate these feelings. They're not organized, or they're actually just swirling all over my head and my heart, but I'm going to get them out, put them physically out into the world through my
Right.
voice, and then we can manipulate them.
yeah, try to work this all out.
Right.
You know,
That's what the listener actually kind of does, is the puzzle piece picker. And so as you're saying things, the listener, their job is to kind of go catch something and go, hey, what about this? What's this doing here?
Yeah.
Or, oh, let me take these and I'm going to put them in this order is this what you're trying to say? And you go, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Now I know.
That's how I'm feeling.
That's how I'm feeling. And then, that unlocks the next step of your healing, your growing, whatever state of mind that you're going through.
Definitely.
It's very important for a good listener,
Very.
For all of us to be a good listener and to have some good listeners around.
Mm-hmm.
We're group people. What is that? We're relational animals.
Mm-hmm.
We're not lone wolves, which is a total oxymoron because if you're a lone wolf, you're dead.
Yeah.
We need other people as much as, Doug Seifert wants to go to the Alaskan mountains and live on his own. Like, he needs people. He needs humans. And everyone does. And that's one reason why we've come so far in our existence, is because
we work as a team.
We really do. We really work as a team, or at least when we do, we make great progress.
Yeah.
It's when we betray each other and corruption sneaks in, and that's when big setbacks happen within human history. And it's almost every time, it's almost like, dude, we've done this before.
Yeah.
Corruption snuck in, and look, there goes Rome. Listen, China has risen and fallen thousands of years, and it's always the same thing. People start getting corrupt, they tax too much, blah, blah, war, blah, blah. Start over, We should learn from that. You're getting restless.
A little restless.
You need a little more coffee?
I think I'm good on coffee.
Well, next steps. Your next steps. It's, today's Monday.
Today is Monday, so
10th.
I will be gone from Southeast Kansas on this Saturday.
You're leaving early morning?
Oh,
or?
yeah, like
Nice.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Nice. So, and then Friday's your last day at Cutting Hair
That's it.
on Main Street.
I know. I've said goodbye to everybody
Nice.
for the most part.
You just gotta...
I got them given to other people, you know, and...
You did a lot of good there, dude. You did a lot of good.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there a while.
I do regret not getting you a website, though. I'm just going to state that on the podcast.
Yeah,
I had everything. I found a widget on Muse Themes that's a scheduler, and I wanted to get this to you so bad because you can set the limits on things. And so we could have set...
I know, because that was one thing, scheduling.
I know. Your phone was always blowing up. It was stupid. Let me check the calendar. But with this, they could have gone to your website, picked a day. If it was already booked, oops, they can't book it. And then they book a slot. And then the price is already there. So you don't have to tell them the price. You don't have to tell them anything. And then what you do is you wake up in the morning, you go, ting. They had a program, app, and everything. You go to your app. I forget what the app was called. And you're going to see your schedule for that day. And you go, oh, I'm booked up for all the day. Looks like I got 3 beard trims and 7 haircuts.
Yeah.
And I'm done.
See, well, if I ever do it again, we're going to do that.
Well, here's the thing. As one door closes, another opens.
That's right.
Perhaps I can make a website for your new fishing thing.
Maybe.
Maybe you invent...
Or maybe I will do hair down there.
Or maybe you're going to do hair. You never know. I don't know. I want to work with you forever. I love you.
Oh, I love you too, dude.
No, you're one of my best friends.
Yeah, you're
you
one
inspire
of mine
me.
Yeah, you inspire me.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Well, I'm glad it's mutual. Yeah, turn the cameras off. But, maybe, hopefully we can get down there sometime. Come visit. I'd love to do some shark fishing.
Yeah.
Obviously, Caleb and I and you have talked of doing maybe some sort of YouTube series.
Yeah. Caleb can't hang.
All right, I was about to wrap the podcast up, but I need to hear this. I need to hear what.
No way.
What did Caleb do?
No, I'm just kidding.
He can't hang. He doesn't like Florida. Doesn't like the fish. He told me some stories. He told me one dude jumped off a pier.
Yeah.
And lassoed a 14-foot hammerhead.
Selby.
Yeah. That would be a cool dude.
In the dark.
Yeah. What the? You talk about.
Yeah.
No.
We need to get him on to do a podcast. When you come down, you need to bring your podcast.
Dude,
equipment.
honestly, I am working on developing a mobile podcast because
how cool would that be?
Dude, Kyle Ogle kind of got me psyched up about it because he's the bass guitar player. You know Kyle?
Mm-hmm.
He plays with Tragic Prelude, Conway Jackson. Yeah. Anyway, awesome dude. You'd love him. he plays bass guitar. I think he plays guitar, bass guitar, maybe a couple other instruments. Super talented guy. But he was telling me there's a bluegrass festival every year, and Jimmy Adams and Tyler Schellenberg, all those guys go. Ben DeBusk, Tiffany, they all go every year, and they all camp out and everything. Huge bluegrass festival, 50,000 plus people.
Big deal.
Big deal. And what Kyle was saying is, dude, you have the equipment to get in with a press pass, and you could do a podcast with every artist there.
Yeah.
And talk about blowing up, if Whistle
No
Pigs
joke.
or something had, 100,000 followers, Beverly had more, say 1 million followers, and I get them on the podcast, it's like,
Yeah,
that
big deal.
That's 10,000 listens, easy, But so the point is that after he planted that seed, it's like, okay, I need to get mobile. I need to have like a little mobile unit because I want to do some traveling, and there's no better way to travel and do podcasts. Could you imagine me going down with you, podcasting with Austin, all those guys? Hey, let's stay another day. Now we're podcasting with dudes at the end of the pier. Now we're podcasting with, you just don't know where it leads. You don't know who you're gonna get in touch with.
Well, ask Caleb. It is not like it's not a peaceful trip.
Yeah.
If you go down
Right.
or Jacob or Colby, they've been with me.
I'm a different breed, bro.
I'm telling you,
different breed.
it's like, these trips, that I've been taking, it's a week. You got a week to make it happen.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited that I won't have to,
Right.
go down like
Not as much
some
pressure.
crazed person, scrambling to get everything done. And,
Right.
Caleb got to experience it firsthand.
I love Caleb.
Oh, I love Caleb too.
He definitely loves some of the simple pleasures of life.
He does.
Some structure. And
And it's pretty structured.
yeah?
Yeah.
It's just vigorous. It's just super vigorous.
It's just boom, 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 boom. You wake up and until 3 o'clock at night, every night.
3
fishing.
a.m.?
Huh?
3 p.m.?
3 a.m.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
You're just okay. So you're saying the amount of focus that this takes. It's not
it's just when you're doing it for a week. You know,
right.
Like if you live there, it's different because you've got forever to do it. You know, but when you're trying to pack all this into a week,
right? That's the way you got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the more you're there, the better chance.
The more opportunity.
You're not going to catch one if you're not fishing.
When we did a commercial for a friend of mine who operates a night vision goggles rental company, and we had a weekend to get this pig hunt in.
It was nonstop.
It was nonstop.
Did it wear you out?
Oh my God! It was one of the most vigorous weekends of my life. We ran on zero sleep, and I was so impressed with the other guys. No bitching, no complaining, no yawning. They were just after it, and so I was like, I am not saying anything. I am dying inside, but at the same time, you're kind of running off like, this is my tribe. I got Phil here. I got two other guys in the back. Can't think of your names. I love you all, but anyway, I can't think of their names. I'm trying, but I can't.
Watch this.
I hope. Don't listen to this. But you don't even know who you are because I can't even name you. Anyway, it was cool. It's like our tribe. We're in the Tahoe. We're loaded up. We got all the guns. We got all the night vision, all the camera equipment, and we're trying to make it happen from Friday morning at 4 a.m. till Sunday night. Well, really Monday morning at 3 a.m. Like that's. And if there's any sleep in there, it's like from 5 a.m. to 7.
Yeah.
Because, you're shooting all night.
Exactly.
You got to get up and you got to travel. And so
I think it wore Caleb out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, it wore me out as far as that commercial. But that's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do.
Anybody that's successful in life, that's exactly what they do. When they get on it, they get on it. And
Caleb's like that with the writing.
They don't pull it up. Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Like he'll write all night long.
Nice.
Sometimes.
That's the way to do it. Whatever it is, just get on it.
Yeah.
Once you get your teeth in.
When he gets his thoughts, going, he'll just.
That's awesome. I can do both, but I have a tendency to once it gets going, I'm like, I got it, and then it falls.
Yeah.
I just did that with the ketosis diet. I hit full ketosis. I was like, yeah, it took me a week. I got it, and then I slacked because I got it, instead of just dropping it into fifth, sixth gear and keep going and really knuckle down and really get into it, it was like I slacked up, you know. Just bad habits, things that you got to work on. That's definitely one of mine. That's the first step. That's the first step.
We've all got them.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're one. Really, really, I already praised you a lot. I'm just going to do it again.
No more.
That hair is beautiful. The voice, the scar, all of it. It just makes the man, the myth, the legend. Dude, best of luck to you.
Thanks, dude. For real.
I know you're going to do awesome. I have no doubt about it that you'll make it happen. It's going to be fun watching the adventures on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Or
be putting all kinds of stuff.
Sure, you're going to come home from holidays and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. I'll be here at Christmas.
Great.
Well, next time I'll be back will be Christmas.
Okay. No Thanksgiving?
No Thanksgiving.
You going to fly?
Probably fly.
Yeah, I think you could fly right into Joplin. I don't think it's a pretty good airport. It's not a big deal anymore.
Yeah, I'm going to probably drive it.
Christmas?
No.
Oh.
As
when you move.
Yeah. Probably never drive it again.
No, I feel it.
I'll have to eventually, but it's not the most.
Next time I drive to California, you let me know.
Yeah.
Because that ain't happening. You know?
It's
I ain't driving back. No, I've driven it too many times.
Rough.
I know how to get there. It's through the sky.
Yeah. A lot quicker.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, man, dude. Thank you for coming on.
Hey,
it's been a blast.
Thanks for having me.
I'd go another hour, but you're looking tired.
Yeah.
I know. You're a restless guy. You got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And you got a ton on your mind. You know, Friday is here.
I do.
Friday's freaking here.
Yeah, it is.
So I really do appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time in the
I'm
busiest season of your life.
I'm super happy to. I'm glad we finally got together to do this.
Please stay in touch.
Forever.
I know you will. No problem.
Oh, yeah.
And let's make something happen
Definitely.
between my dream and your dream.
Definitely.
I think we really could.
Oh, I think so.
Blow
too.
up the scene.
Yeah.
So,
well, next step on that is you coming there.
Okay, good. Well, expect me August 16th.
Sweet.
So,
all right. Well, I'll see you then.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming on, dude.
You're welcome, man.
All righty, everybody. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Tucker's one of a kind man. We wish him the best of luck and look forward to all the good, awesome things he's going to do. Hit him up before he goes. I'm posting this tonight, and tonight means Monday, July 10th. It's going to be up on SoundCloud and everywhere else, iTunes and all that crap. So you can listen to it before he leaves for Florida. So go give him a hug. Go give him go kiss him or something. No. Show him some love.
Oh my gosh, I'd love that.
Show him some love, you know. Give him some support and see him off to a good and grand new adventure. Well, that's all we have for this week. Even though it's Monday, I'll be posting Caleb's podcast tonight as well. And Tucker's, so that's 3 in one day that I posted, even though I recorded them all differently. So enjoy those. I'm going on a camping trip for a few days to collect my thoughts, ruminate on the future, and decide on a direction, which way to go. I don't have any sponsors, but I will say if you guys are in the area of Joplin or whatever, come on down to Matt Jiu-Jitsu, Matt Club in Webb City. Thursdays are advanced class at 7. And fundamentals class is Wednesdays and Fridays, 6:30. First week's free. It's amazing. Dave, who does the whole thing, is the coach. Super sweet fella. He knows his stuff. He's there to teach you, and really all the guys there are all for you and helping you get better as well as you helping them get better. It's a really, really good group of guys. And just this next year in 2018, the gym will be going full official Gracie. So I have no idea what that means, but it's official. It's official Gracie gym. So come on out. We're just getting started. Besides that, what else? Come see me at Red Oak. I don't know. If you want to be on the podcast, let me know. No more school, so I can do these a little more consistently. And, we got the whole studio set up and everything, so that's cool. And like I said, we got the fiber optic in, so on my last episode, I was talking about getting people on via Skype. That is in the works. I have a comic book artist from California who draws Spider-Man and X-Men. The owner of Mother's Brewery is in the works in Springfield Beer Company. There's a Gravedigger / Civil War reenactment fella that's coming on. I mean, got some a dream interpreter type guy. There's some really good people coming on. So hopefully the podcast is getting ready to drop to a different level. So anyway, well, everybody, have a great week. Enjoy the episodes that I post today. Please leave some feedback, some reviews. Shoot me some messages of anyone you want to come on. If there's some interesting people that I need to know about, I would love the suggestions. So anyway, everybody have a great week. Talk to you later. Peace.
787. 787 departure frequency on the side will be 125 Venice.
25-7, thanks.